Yeah, hello, everybody. This is your substitute teacher, Spider Girl, Miss Ami. Hello. Welcome. Good to see you all today, class. I'm back at it again with my glasses and stuff. Hi. Oh, thank you so much. You shouldn't call your teacher cute, you guys, but oh yeah, I put the drop shadow on because I was like, I feel like
Amiya Aranha.
I don't know why, but more than usual, I feel like I'm blending in with my background a lot. So I'm trying to drop shadow out today. You guys can let me know what you think about it, but let me know. Hot Storm, thank you for the 31 months, and hello, and Amiya, and Ami love right back at ya. You did give an Ami, you did. You did give an Ami love, didn't you? I'm not just assuming. I think it helps to stand out, right? No opinion either way. Looks good so far. Let's be nice to the substitute teacher. Sadly, there is no way to make the shadow softer. I did look into that, but oh, you like my shadow? You think my shadow's cute? Okay. Alright. I can accept that. Having a shadow when you're standing before a blackboard and explaining stuff. Yeah. I was thinking of it mostly just for I don't know why I decided to try it today. I guess something about I don't know, because my hair's up and I don't know. I don't know. Gives a good pop on the model against the background. Okay, cool. No belly dancing. Are you just channeling energy for the shadow after the Sonic trailer? Does Shadow have a shadow? He definitely casts a shadow. I don't know why I would ask that. It's having an intended effect. Good. Is that shadow my true self? My true self is not even known even to myself. There, double shadow. Wow. I am all I am. Very tuny of me, huh? The shadow kind of reminds you of visual novels. Buddy? Is it because I'm anime, isn't it? Anyway, hello you guys. Can we learn about blast processing? There won't be any blast processing. It's more about specific innovations or mechanics or whatever that were kind of either, revolutionary at the time or set a precedent, or they were just they were just state of the art. It doesn't necessarily mean that they had to have been widely adopted or anything, but you're gonna skip classes because there's no belly involved. That is so rude. You refuse to acknowledge Sonic in their movies canon unless they have a pump action submachine gun in there. For Shadow, you mean? I mean, did he have a gun in Sonic Adventure 2 or whatever? Who knows what evil lurks in the hearts of men? Wow. I can't make any shadow puppets though. He had a gun in spirit. I'm sure he wanted one. He probably wanted one if he even knew what one was. Maybe. Yeah. I mean, they put his motorcycle in. I think they did their due diligence, you guys. If there's no belly for 15 minutes, really good, you'll have to leave. Is that all you guys like me for? My belly. I'm a substitute teacher on me though, so is that all you guys like Ami for? Her belly. He was doing concealed carry all through Sonic Adventure 2. Well, maybe he was in the movie too. Always assume hedgehogs are packing heat. Oh, yeah, not all hedgehogs. Just Shadow wouldn't have a Shadow would. Sonic, do you think he'd have a gun? I'm sure he's used a gun at some point, right? So yes, today is about state-of-the-art throughout history. Things that were state-of-the-art or set a precedent with their mechanics, or in some cases it's even not even games necessarily, but facilities that had state-of-the-art stuff in them. So we're gonna look at all kinds of those. I tried to make this presentation shorter. I always make these way too long, so we'll see. Famous last words, but it's not full of Pepsi yet. I do have it's not actually Pepsi. I got Coke Zero because that's all I had at the store. It helps you focus. Alright. Sonic strikes you as more of a sword guy, right? In that one game. I guess I will say hi to everyone first. Oh, the burn's fine. Everything is all done, and I'm smooth and soft now. How far are we going back? 80s? Can't wait for the famous augmented reality game of this decade. That's called Pokemon Go. You did it again, Can't wait for Keanu Reeves to say faker. You're the fake hedgehog around here. Alright. Yeah, I'm all soft now underneath all the peelies. It's nice. It's very, very, very nice. Alright, let me say hi to everyone, and then we will get right into it. Hello, Saltisuit and Cyber Soldier, and hello to Shadow B and Turbo, and Ronaldo and Sperry, and FC and Conky and Batsu, and hello to Akatsuki and Heart and Koala Slime and JD Assassin and Scop, and hello Podstorm and Lazim and Railgun. Hello Hero and Space Gosling and Electronic Pig and Finite Set. Hello DJ and Kappas and Ref and Espruz, and hello Lurkers and Law Watchers. Very soft indeed, yes, very soft indeed. I was thinking, I should have been cast as Shadow. That's what I'm saying. I gotta be cast as somebody in a Sonic movie. I don't know why I have this overinflated sense of like my voice acting abilities, but I think I can do it. Do you guys think I sound at all like Shadow? I feel like I could do it, you know. Hello to Gildrian and K7, and hello to Iron Stag and Lupus and Planum and Nox, and hello to Indecisive. Amy is definitely more feasible though. Hello to Alderin and Maffy and Ohamiya to Hussar and Zero Route and Rango and Damascus and Gento, and hello Spicy Cyborg. Ohamiya to Phoenix and John Zero and Chris, and hello to Marv and Riding Soul and Local Man and Big Guy and Lammeyer, and hello Mauricio. Hello to Uncle Red and Nope and Yuko and Brant, and Ohamiya to Alpaca and Alwawa. Hello Burner Account, hello Mofu, long time no see. Hello JP. Oh, you're looking forward to this one. At 47, you've lived through most of the state of the art. I wonder if you lived through it, but I wonder if some of these you knew of at the time, because some of them are quite obscure. But hello JP and Azu and Peppermint and Ogre, or not Ogre. You said Ogre Love, but your name is Guile. Hello Guile. Hello to Landro and Ignan and My Little Roni, and hello to Mr. Beardy Face and Zavolis and Absolute Link, and Ohamiya to Hiders and to Hutsume, and hello to Jasumer. It's all ogre now. Hello Autistic Ice Cream, and hello to Fowls, and Ohamiya to Hotel Yamato and Speary, and hello to Shokaku and Yo-Yo. And Ohamiya to Rain. Hello, Rabbit Bunny Man. Hello, Red Ranger and One of the Storms. Hello to Rosa Kanan and Chaos Muffins. And hello, Arcana and Incisor. And Gremlin. Hello, Cookie. Hello to Pitako and Ohamiya to Liquid Cat and Handsome Orc. And hello to Somebody Once Told Me Shrek. Hello, Neo Joe Shizzle, and very appropriate behavior for a teacher, huh? Just like bursting into Shrek references. Hello, Sarah, and Ole Myers, and hello, Thaddeus, and Chantrell, and hello to My Name is Chantrell. Your name reminds me of Chanterelle, it's like the mushroom. Hello, Amazing Asup. Hello to Udane and Bobby Hill. Bobby. Hello, Synapse and Conver. Oh, you've been looking forward to this. Yay, I'm glad you can make it. Hello, Brielle, it's Bite Spirit and Viatori and The Sniper. And hello, Fanology. And I think that's everyone. Can I sing the Ghostbuster song? I'm trying to think where I should start. Hi Jackson, thanks for stopping in. Hold on. I'm like, okay, wait. Yes, you can see the full outfit. I showed you guys before though, and I don't really like it because like the bottom looks so juvenile, like it's supposed to be a student. So I didn't even like add my piercings or anything. But here's what it looks like. Well, I like it just from like this far upwards, you know. Yeah. Where can I start? Let me tell you something. Buster makes me feel good. I seen. It's basically like that. In the beginning, it's like wow, 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 wow. And then at the end, it's like, if it goes at your door, let's just want some more. I guess you better call. Go, Buster! I love the Ghostbusters theme so much. Would I bust some ghosts? No, because why am I busting them? Because busting makes me feel good. Don't the ghosts have it right to death? There's your regular AVGN reference. I ain't afraid of no bed. There's no way to fit Pokemon Go every day to the Ghostbusters theme. I play Pokemon Go every day. Just did it. I ain't afraid of no Alakazam. I don't know why Alakazam is the first Pokemon that came to my mind. Alright, shall we go over and get started? Oh, listen, man, thank you for the 30 months. Ami cute.
Amiya
Ami Sensei too. Substitute teacher Ami too. New AVGN is out. Oh yeah, I haven't watched it yet. I did see that though. Also, hello, listen, man. Alright, let's go. Let's Pokemon Go to the presentation. Oh shoot! It's the first slide already. Shoot. We gotta go back to the title. Sorry. Hi, Mr. Friend. Wait, why didn't it change? What the heck? Sensei, unsubscribe. Why? This is funny. You wonder what the first game is gonna be? Couldn't know. Hi, Passion Bot. Do you guys like my cardboard? My cardboard? This time, I didn't know what to put for state of the art, so I put a CD and I put a gear. You know, I don't know what to put. You know. Guys, if you're gonna make jokes about unsubscribing and being mad at me, you have to say JK or I would think you will hate me, okay? Lemonade stand aesthetic. Hi Recreate, sneak you out. When I would like visit with my like grandparents, I would do that. You know. Hi Papita. I would get boxes, or like if they had like a big box that they had something in, I would like cut out windows out of it, and I would like write paper on a menu. I would write menu on a piece of paper. I would write a menu on a piece of paper, and then I would like bother my grandmother, and I'd be like, Nanny, come order from my restaurant. And then I would like draw a little like food on the paper. You trying to unsubscribe from your grandparents? My grandparents don't have the YouTubes. And so yeah, I draw a little food on the paper and then I would cut it out. I would bring it to my nanny. Nanny, come order food. So I was like, I thought it was so cool too. I was like inside, I was like behind the counter. Is it precious? I don't know. I mean, I was 19 at the time, which made it very uncomfortable. No, I was like 5. No, she wouldn't eat the paper. Oh my god. You guys didn't do stuff like that? Hi, Sven. I was very like paper-oriented child. You know, I would always putting stuff on paper, cutting stuff out of paper, and making crafts with paper. You know. Cardboard is delicious. I don't know if cardboard is. I think paper is. Cardboard's a little tough. I wasn't a snotty brat. I was a very good girl because I was afraid of getting in trouble. You're always pretending to be a dinosaur. I'm sure I did that at some point. Definitely pretend played like Power Rangers with my siblings and stuff. It's full of fiber. Exactly. Thank you, Tangentarines, and hello. Yeah, arts and crafts. I loved doing arts and crafts. I loved Art Attack. I loved... Hi, Ramon. I mean, I did eat paper. Sometime. One time. Then I said no pickles. Man, Shake's cardboard box. Do not be mean. I would never draw pickles on a sandwich, even when I was younger. Hated pickles. Did not like them. Hi, Nintendo. What? Was it good? It's like fun to eat. I don't know if it tastes good. I don't know if you can say it tastes good, but it's like interesting to chew on, you know? It's one of those things. Anyway, Ami's state-of-the-art thingy. Today, I'm gonna be talking about games that had state-of-the-art aspects, or were like the first of their kind, or used amazing, ahead of their time, revolutionary, you know, technology and stuff. And, only one thing is, only one thing in the thumbnail is clickbait. The only thing in the thumbnail that ended up being clickbait this time is Minecraft. Because I don't talk about Minecraft. Because I just couldn't find enough to say about it. But other than that, it's no clickbait. The cool ones. I mean, used to eat now are some scissors, but that's a bit tough. I'm not gonna use scissors. That would slice up my tummy. Yeah. No Minecraft. No brown bricks. It's clickbait. It's clickbait. Is my voice low? It could be different mic positioning. Hold on, let me... Brown bricks did exist before Minecraft, but Minecraft revolutionized the brown bricks. Hold on. Oh, my mic stand is so annoying. Hold on. Alright. You already ate rocks and paper? Yeah, well, this ain't, what's that game called? This ain't, Alex Kidd. Speaking of Minecraft and voxels, Nova Logic helicopter simulator games use voxels to draw the scenery from height maps. So apparently, Minecraft is not actually, voxels, as I learned. That's better? Alright. You used the WD-40, that thing? I've never used WD-40. It's just like oil in a spray thing, right? Hi, Naruko and JK. Alright. Let's go on to the first one, which you guys already know is I, Robot. And I'm not talking about the movie that, what is the movie I, Robot? And who is in it? Is that like one of those, Hayden Christensen, or not Hayden Christensen, what's the kid that was in 6? Oh, it's Will Smith. Oh, that movie! There's another one I'm thinking of. I'm thinking of AI, Artificial Intelligence. That has like some famous kid in it. That's the one with Will Smith in the car product placement. There's a car in it? Oh. Both are based on the Isaac Asimov novel. Oh, okay. I see. That guy. AI with the blue fairy. Listen! You know the famous scene where the robot goes, "It is I, Robot." And there's also the Robots movie with Robin Williams. Haley Joel Osment, that's the kid. Story's not creative, it's the vibes that deliver, that dystopian kind of vibes. Anyway, I don't think that this is about that, but... Oh, I, Robot had Shia LaBeouf. Oh, yeah! The book is the origin of the 3 laws of robotics. Don't be evil. Don't be evil. Don't kill people. Isn't one of them like, don't hurt humans? I don't know what the other ones are, but... Oh, Audi made a car for it. Ah, okay. Fascinating. Hold on. I gotta get something out of my way. My notes here. Alright. So, this is a fascinating one. So this is an example of one that uses techniques that are kind of ahead of its time. So, it's an arcade game. So, and it came out in 1983. And if you just look at it, you can kind of understand why it's so impressive for 83. Based on the way the graphics look. We can take a look at the gameplay right away. Hello, Leon and Ajo. And hello, Mercenary. So this is the start of the game. Remember, 1983, we got polygons. Is iRobot? There is a robot. He turned the art around. Turn the art around. It is coming right at you. Alright, so this is how the game... It kind of reminds me of Skyroads, interestingly. But this is how the game looks. There's a big spooky head. You gotta attack it. Also kind of reminds me of Tempest. Colors, shapes, doesn't get better than this. Right, so this was an arcade game, so... Oh yeah! So very unusual for its time, as I'm sure you can imagine. Oh, sound effects? I don't know what that one was. Like an early Star Fox Aqua Venture, something like that. So, that's what the game looks like. And then, so these are the reason that this is so amazing. There are some similar games of a similar time frame that kind of look 3D, right? But this one is actually 3D. It doesn't just look 3D. It is real 3D polygons, and they're rendered in real time as you move through the world. Hello, John Doe and Puck Puck. Yeah, so Tron came out in 82, but was not real time. This is real time 3Ds, yes. Skyroads is not real 3D, yeah. Impressive, right? Crazy for the time, crazy for the time. And it was an arcade game, so it was standalone, so, you know, probably more like processing power and stuff, but still very cool. And so there is arcade games like Battlezone, which is from 1980, so it's a little bit earlier, and that's also by Atari. This is an Atari game, but that uses like the wireframe, like vector graphics. So it's really cool, and it looks kind of 3D, but it's not the same as actually 3D objects being rendered as we know it today. And in the case of iRobot, the polygons were flat shaded, and you could change your camera perspective too. So it was kind of the first game of that nature. We could do that sort of thing. And because of how different it was from other arcade games at the time, actually, it was not very popular. And there's a couple reasons for this, because it was very different. Because, for example, even today, to this day, I sometimes have trouble with playing 3D games, camera perspectives, things like that. It's kind of disorienting. I don't get like motion sick or anything like that, but I do find it kind of disorienting. So imagine in 1983, someone playing a 3D game for the first time, where the graphics are rendered in real time, and you can change the camera. It'd be so confusing. iRobot is a custom 3D coprocessor. We could do 2,000 polys per second. That's like a lot. That's a lot. 410 years ago, so long ago. Not Polybius, but you know, it's got a similar, I guess it's got a similar like mysterious vibe that Polybius has. But of course Polybius is not real, but so it wasn't all that popular at the time, and I get it in the sense that, you know, 3D games might have been disorienting for people, but also it did require special, very specific hardware, and it would malfunction a lot. Hi, Pink Dragon. And there's also a part, I think, that probably contributed to it, was the second game that was on it. If you wanted to, instead, you could play Doodle City, which isn't like a game, but it's like you can like move a bunch of stuff across the screen, a bunch of 3D models. You can like make art, as the game calls it. And the problem was you would lose a life in the main game for every minute you spent in Doodle City. So you're using your quarter and you're like, well, let me check out this Doodle City thing first. And then you end up losing all your lives. And then people are like, what the heck was that? That was strange. And players were annoyed with that. They'd definitely be like, yeah, okay, definitely we're all gonna be living in Mars in another 10 years. Yeah, it was too much for their puny brains to handle in the 80s. Controllable camera in the 80s before Mario 64. I don't think it was like controllable in the way as we know it today, like in such a granular way where you can like move it around. But I think you could just change perspectives. Like there's a button you could press and it would change which angle you're looking at it from. So it's not like, I don't believe it's completely controllable, but this came out about a month before the Amiga bouncing ball demo. Yeah, freaking crazy. It was only 14 years after the first moon landing. Oh my god, putting things like that in like reference from like the time away from the moon landing is so crazy. It's been way longer between when this game came out and the freaking moon landing. Oh my god. It's an ungame the way 7-Up is the uncola. Oh. The first, not the last. I mean, it's the first and the last. Did anyone go to the moon since? I don't actually know. Amiya says 3D never catch on. Not like thermodynamics, which Amiya invented. 3D doesn't automatically make a game good, better. No. You can make better looking 2D graphics or pre-rendered graphics that's superior to 3D hardware of the era. No, I'm not making that argument whatsoever. Alright, let's watch Doodle City, the ungame. So here's iRobot, or there's iRobot the game, and then Doodle City the ungame. And you just use controls to paint a picture. You're just moving these like 3D models around the screen. Wikimiya. There are no Bucko moon bases, and where did you hear such rumors? I didn't make any such assumption, but now I'm wondering if maybe there is. Whoa! Yeah, no, they called it the ungame because the other one is the game. Because it undoes your game? I don't think it undoes your game, but it definitely doesn't do your game. What are these suggested videos? This is a horse? 25 most beautiful horses on planet Earth? Why? What the heck? Mr. Beast. Alright. Anyway. So that is iRobot. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. And next, I'm gonna be talking about something that was suggested. Actually, pretty much all these were suggested by you guys. But this was the first. I'm not gonna watch the horse video. This is the first time I actually looked into any of these concepts. Hi, NES Powerhouse. So maybe I'm not a horse girl. Some people do just love horses, but it's not. It's because you guys watch it. It's probably leaking into my algorithm. I challenge 100 YouTubers to try and steal Scuff's uranium. None of them survived because they tried to eat the uranium like Scuff does, and they did not survive. No, this is not a class about horses. It's about video games. So yes, this was the first time I actually learned about like the netcode part of fighting games that you play online. So this is the improvement of online fighting game mechanics with rollback netcode. And Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo HD Remix did not invent, this, it's called GGPO, Good Game Peace Out netcode, but they were like the first to really implement it. That was the most offensive you've ever said. I'm not a horse girl. I'm getting sick of these horse girl accusations. Kids these days just don't want to learn about video games anymore. I know, it's all about horses. Hi Chrome, it's been a while since I could catch Ari. Been a while since I could catch live, so I'm excited to learn from some Ami patented cardboard. Yay! Yay, yay, yay! And hello Renzuko as well. No horses, guys. God bless rollback. Yeah, so so that's a mouthful for the name of the game, but this came out in 2008 and it was for PS3 and Xbox 360, but I think it was only released like digitally on those consoles, and then it got a physical release on some like collection later on. As far as I don't have that written down, so sorry if I'm remembering that incorrectly. I just read about it this morning, but so it's a remake of Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo, of course, as the name suggests. It's got HD at the end. And then it was the first game to use the GGPO, Good Game Peace Out netcode, which was very new at the time in terms of being publicly available. And obviously fighting games are very sophisticated in terms of how they handle the moves that are input. In fact, this was even another suggestion that someone sent. I couldn't make a whole, slide about it, so I decided to include it in this one. But Street Fighter 2 was very, revolutionary in terms of the combo system. Although apparently it was an accident. Apparently they accidentally made the player able to like chain combos and chain moves together with the perfect kind of timing, so that the enemy could not get a move in edgewise. 1,200 Microsoft points. How is that? How much is that in real dollars? Or do you like get that from like purchasing like physical games. Because I'm like unfamiliar pretty much with this era of gaming for the most part. So it's literally Guile. Street Fighter 2 was the game changer, yeah. It created the modern fighting game genre. Combos were unintended, bug became a feature. I think it was unintended, but I think, to my understanding, they realized it like during the development process, right? It wasn't like they let it out into the world and then players were like, oh, you can do this thing. It was like among play testing. Was that the case? 1200 was like $15. Oh, okay. A bug that they didn't fix. Right. It was an accident in the first version of Street Fighter 2. They made it a feature later. Right. They found out and decided to keep it. I'm pretty sure. I think so. Cool. Neat. Hi, Jed, and hello, BR. Standing at Street Fighter 2 was when we stepped outside the cabinet. You can do that. You can do that. You guys can leave. You guys can leave this little box that I see you in. They found it and decided to keep it, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, and basically, as far as my knowledge, pretty much every modern fighting game uses kind of the same combo chaining stuff. Wombo combo. You don't leave. You don't have to leave. HD movies got made because people bought hyper fighting en masse, showing Capcom it was worth it. You see, guys, if we show Capcom it's worth it, they're gonna do stuff. Yeah, you stuck here. So, anyway, the combos. Point being that the timing was incredibly important, starting at Street Fighter 2 because that was implemented and stuff further down the line. So it's really important in this type of fighting game. So, how do you handle online play in a way that accounts for the delays that internet can sometimes introduce? Because we got people, across the world connected to, well, I don't know if they're connected to different servers, but either way, they're connected to, trying to communicate with the other system, and they might have a slower internet, there's lots of things that can happen. Hi, Mallet and Ria. Combo spammers. They probably do have a different connection speed. Yeah, not might. They probably do. Yeah, it's usually regional servers, but I don't know, maybe some games might allow you to play on other servers, I guess, because I know there's some like non-fighting game video games where you can just choose your server. So yes, how do we account for that kind of delay? So previous to rollback netcode, something called delay-based netcode is what was used, and essentially the game would wait for inputs from both players and then it would advance to the next frame, which really literally pauses the game if there's any kind of lag, and it makes it playing difficult. And for timing your actions, it makes it really difficult because if you got like a pattern, if you have a muscle memory for inputting whatever combo you're doing, then it's going to break that rhythm when this like lag is introduced. So let's look at this video from Unil, for example.
Oh my god. Oh, these backdashes.
No!
Oh my god.
Just the music.
No.
What happened? No, it froze! That's the worst! What's happening? Oh my god.
And then he died. Sorry, that was a little bit loud, but it was a short video, so I just didn't bother messing with the sound. That is a JoJo ref. So, that's that type of netcode, I'm pretty sure. Hello, H. Magnus. That's the delay-based type. So, in rollback netcode, the game tries to predict the next move of the player based on the actions it just took. And then if it's wrong, the game rolls back the input too quickly, ideally, for either player to notice. Which is not as complicated as it sounds. It's not like it sounds more complicated. It is way more complicated than delay-based netcode, and takes more CPU pattern stuff, and it's harder to implement, which is probably why some devs neglected to do so for a while. I think you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but I was looking at a list of games that use it. Gremlin. Hi, Cabooses and Tenchi. I was looking at a list of games that use it, and it was like DBFZ was there, but then 2024 was in brackets behind it. So I guess Dragon Ball FighterZ only had a rollback netcode implemented in 2024. I think I'm understanding that correctly. Hello, Blau. And yeah, such a simple prediction just happens to work out fine. Yeah, well, there's I explained it in very layman's terms. So yeah, it was on an update. Yeah. So unfortunately true, yeah. So I explained it in very layman's terms. I have a little video that explains what the rollback netcode does a little bit better. So yeah, it's not like as sophisticated as you're probably thinking. It's not like AI or anything. It's just really, really simple predictions. Like if you're moving forward, the game expects that you're gonna keep moving forward, kind of thing. So hi, Maxter. So this was the explanation video that kind of helped me understand it better. So I thought I would show you guys this one. Oh god. Oh no, it's supposed to be timestamped. Hold on.
Back then, in the Paleolithic period, the solution for keeping both copies of the game in the action of a second to do it.
Okay.
As many players can testify,
In the
playing online
Paleolithic
with heavily delayed inputs feels terrible.
I don't need to go back to the
is made
Paleolithic
even worse
stuff.
when the amount of delay is constantly changing.
This guy's
so
a
you
legend.
never
Cool
know
guy
for
doesn't hear
sure
a set of
when to
fighting game
press your
videos. Yeah, this
buttons.
was very
Rollback
informative.
technology solves this
We're going
by
back
letting you
that
play
far.
online without input delay, or alternatively, with very low and
So this guy explains it in a way I understood very, very
Usually,
easily.
you can set the input delay between 0 to 2 frames and play matches within your continent that will feel much like offline play.
I'm trying to
But
figure
how
out
does this
exactly.
work
Oh, here we go.
Let's use a simplified example.
Here we go.
During an online match, your copy of the game is constantly saving
Paleolithic,
snapshots
they
of
used
the game
delay-based
state on each
netcode.
frame and stores them. Let's say your opponent decides to jump forward. The jump input reaches your copy of the game, and the character performs a jump on your screen.
Yeah, there's diagrams,
But
there's
let's
little
say
cute
on
little
frame 15,
illustrations.
the
Very-
opponent inputs a double
very
jump
good.
on their copy
Very
of the
good
game.
video.
By the time this input reaches through the internet around the world to your copy of the game, it's already frame 20. In the meantime, your
Not frame
copy of the
20.
game didn't get any other inputs from the opponent and continued the jump normally on your screen. On frame 20, your copy of the game gets the message from the other copy of the game. Hey
Love this
dude,
music.
you should know that on my end, the opponent double jumped backwards on frame 15. And then your copy of the game says,
Shoot!
oh dear, now
I'm
I'm
already
on frame 20, and on frame 21, I have to present an accurate
love this
state of the
video a
game
lot.
of what would have happened if the opponent double jumped on frame 15. Yeah, I'll be right back. And then your copy of the game goes into the storage room where all the previous saved snapshots are.
Yeah,
pulls
write
out
this
the
down, write this
snapshot of frame
down.
15.
It might be how RetroArch does it, I don't know.
And starts simulating
no, that
new
doesn't make sense.
snapshots all the way to frame 20.
That's not
adding
online
the
stuff.
inputs you made along the way from 15 to 20, and finally calculating an accurate state of what should have really happened on frame 20, considering the inputs from both players. Then it comes out of the storage room and presents to you, the player, a frame 21 that's based on the real, up-to-date frame 20. So what you see on the screen is the out-of-date timeline from frames 15 to 20, and then the up-to-date timeline on frame 21. This is the cause of the teleports players sometimes see when playing a rollback-enabled game. But the majority of the corrections of the
Most of the time,
timeline
you don't see
change the
nothing.
visuals at all, or are too small to be noticeable by
So
the
that
player.
is the gist of the whole rollback netcode situation. Very cool. Very interesting. Saying, oh dear, I'm on frame 20 when I'm running late. What if my game has to go to the bathroom between frame 21 and 25? Games don't have to go to the bathroom. Hope that helps. Plus, you also have to consider that wasn't uncommon of games of the time with delay-based netcode to have additional lag on PS3, plus the generally laggy response times of LCD TVs of the era. Yeah, and even this rollback netcode is not perfect. Obviously, someone on the other end of the connection can have an internet speed that's so bad that it's like not salvageable. So, fighting games have come a long way from the Paleolithic era. Yeah, when it was just I hit you with stick. Synapse, thank you so much for the super chat. For those interested in the software behind it all, GGPO is open source since some 5 or 6 years ago. Yes, GGPO, sorry, is the thing that everyone, everyone. Well, not everyone. The games that don't have rollback netcode don't use it, but everything that does does use it. And this was, I think, just developed by like a guy. And I think it was used in emulation before it was used in like actual fighting games. But fire! Rollback feels like the worst thing ever to play on, but even okay, rollback beats good delay based anytime. Yeah. Think about rollback with the spider mom. Time to be alive. I'm just learning about this too. Like I didn't understand how this stuff worked either. So they used to draw fighting games frame by frame on cave walls. It was so slow to play games back then. Now they just fought. Hi, one thing real quick. We're not in Star Trek. No. The implication is that only cavemen would play fighting games without rollback netcode. Yeah, no. It's like you know, back in the Paleolithic times when we used delay-based netcode, you know. That's how outdated it is. But it's still to this day, it's only like starting to be widely adapted. So because it's more complicated to implement and it uses more CPU power, right? So devs are like dragging their feet a little bit. That's really interesting. So like the games were just making non-stop predictions for every action like that. Yeah, and if it's not accurate, they'll like change the state of the game based on what actually happened. You know. Anyway, while that Idol Showdown has rollback, I mean, I think it is open source, right? So I think anyone can use it. Tony Cannon, that's the guy. Yeah, I agree. Bless open source. Lesson seen over and over again. The whole world moves because there was this guy. There's this one guy who was like, I really hate this and I'm smart, so let me fix it. We had double jumps and combos during the Paleolithic. Double jumps don't make no sense. For real people. Unless you got magic. It's not as big a problem in Japan, I guess, because better internet, everyone is closer. I mean, yeah, I guess everyone's on the same, like, closer server. I don't know. Also, arcades, you know? You can just, like, have someone... you can just, like, literally be fighting someone who's sitting to opposite to you. I was looking at what engines are out there to make fighting games about 2 weeks ago, and some offer rollback out the box. So cool! See, it's so easy. Japan took quite a while to adopt rollback, but they say how successful fighting games were. They saw how successful fighting games were once they did. Hi, Zayar. You have to have a strong tooth to double jump. Don't say that. Don't say that. A couple of the worst network security issues we found this year were found and fixed because one guy got angry at something going wrong for literally half a second. See, I'm telling you, these are the people who need to get these peace prizes. Just have to kick down so hard the air jumps you again. I guess in the animations for fighting games, sometimes they do kind of make it seem like it makes sense, but then for most games, it doesn't at all. I mean, doesn't know about the early Holocene cave sorcerer double jumps. Well, if they got magic, they ran rollback.exe. Hi, Han! You look so smart and cool! Oh my god! I just realized it sounded like I said, hi, Han! Hello, Han-chang! Japan isn't a continental country like the US, so Japanese have no issues with delay-based netcode. There you go. Piece of cake. The importance of online play got reinforced over the past few years. Yeah, that makes sense with COVID and stuff. They're like, we gotta fix this. Hi, Dang is funny. What about Run Ahead? What is that? The only reason they didn't have rollback is due to corporate term did not invent. Basically, Japanese companies don't like using tech they didn't come up with. Interesting. I have to look into that. It sounds strange, but... I think the logic behind rollback netcode was also used to resolve input lag and increasingly hardware accurate emulators. I think that was what it was probably first used for. Yeah. I mean, bringing the trend back by Trendy Oshi. What trend did I bring back? Alright, let's move on. What the heck do I got next? Yes, this is the thing that inspired this whole presentation. I believe. Yeah. So, this presentation idea was actually submitted by a bucko, and this was what they suggested to kind of, you know, inspire the idea, and I decided to include it just because I thought it was cool. This is state-of-the-art in the sense it's not related to a specific game, but this game development studio had state-of-the-art facilities, which is pretty cool, and you might be familiar with them. It is Westwood Studios, and they made games like Command and Conquer, they made Lands of Lore, they made Blade Runner, which I played recently. The snack bar. Oh my god, the video of the Valve snack bar with the guy with his big pink cookie. I want that cookie so bad. Japan has been using fact space. You miss Westwood so much. Yeah. R.I.P. But anyway, yeah, I played Lands of Lore, played Blade Runner, pretty sick. And in the mid-90s, they had like insanely sophisticated and like huge facilities at the time. They had what they dubbed a rendering farm, which was 50 Pentium 90 computers, and it was 128 cumulative megabytes of RAM. Wow, that's so much. And it could render 3,000 to 4,000 3D frames of per night. And it had they had a large amount of magnetic storage as well. They have 1.6 terabytes of magnetic storage. You never need that much. 128. What? Sounds like Pixar or something. I know, it's like crazy. I mean, Pixar probably has something crazier, but it's like, was that even legal? I think so, because it was on the TV. When they don't go to Pluto, that's like one desktop computer. 1.6 terabytes at those years is fantastic. I mean, yeah, that's magnetic storage, which is, you know, it's not like it was on computers, you know, or whatever. It's not like it was on like a hard drive, but still a lot. You got 3,000 frames per second on a modern PC once time is insane. 3,000 to 4,000 is a pretty large difference in frames. I mean, there's also pretty large differences in the quality of rendering that's done depending on the game. So it makes sense. Could it run Crysis? I think so. Pixar used SGI's workstations initially. Ah, yeah, I imagine Pixar. I wonder how long it took to render the Pixar, like Toy Story and stuff. So yes, a lot of storage, a lot of rendering power at the time, a lot of CPU power they had, and in fact, they even show the room in this video, which I'm excited to show you guys. But despite the huge facilities they had and the ability to render things at a much quicker rate than most game studios at the time, they knew when to make concessions to have a good game, which is very, very respectable, actually. Wait till you hear what this guy says. But in the 5-minute little documentary, which is this one, one of the lead game designers says shipping on time would be very, very nice, but you have to be strong enough sometimes to take your lumps in the marketplace and with the journalistic community to say it's just not ready yet. This is an art form, it's a creative process, and you cannot relegate it to a linear schedule. Very much respect to the guy who said that. Hyper graphics. Going by Rare's accounts, working with the CGI machine's rendering process was very long. Yeah, I don't think it compared to 3,000, 4,000 frames per night. Shipping on time, Tiberian Sun has something to say about that. I mean, was it delayed? But they're basically just like, if it's fine, we'll delay it as long as, you know, it's good, you know? And that's why his 0 levels finished of 20, yeah. So aside from their many CPUs, they also had like motion capture facilities. They would take pictures of real people at like various different angles, and then they would have a 3D artist map the 3D models on top of that. Which one of the ones we talk about a little bit later, I will tell you guys about is they did like a pretty similar thing. It was more automated and way more cameras. Imagine that being a game studio's attitude today. I'm sure it's some. Cyberpunk would like to have a where we're shipping on time. Delayed about 1/2 a year. Well, there you freaking go, you know. Respect. As far as I'm concerned. I guess you can't delay things forever though, because then things are just gonna become outdated. Especially in those days, right? But let's take a look at this Bravo feature.
The first truly interactive real-time strategy games.
My timestamps aren't working.
That has
this is about 5 minutes. I might skip around a little bit.
Of data storage on our network, so that we can create these
data storage
3D sets and graphics and technology.
A lot of half-baked games released these days, but it has a 9-year roadmap. Yeah, you know.
Nobody else has done
it's
before.
Like so long.
In fact, we've got people that were going, well, I still don't understand how you're going to do it.
I still don't understand.
Cool that you're going to do it.
I wanted to show you guys specifically the. Oh, this is Chiron. Yeah.
What I'm going for. I don't really have a problem building anything or
Hi Teruzu, cannot delay forever like Duke Nukem forever. Yeah.
Or any of that. The biggest challenge that I face is what will be cool.
He's like, I don't care. I don't care about any of the obstacles. I just want to look cool. I love this font too. Yesterday's technologies, today's so what? Westwood Studios understands this. Their 90 employees toil to ensure that games like Command & Conquer, Monopoly, and Kyrandia push the gaming genre further and faster than ever. In 1996, that means high-res graphics, 3D virtual sets, sophisticated sound design, and internet playability. Westwood hopes to up the ante even further with the hotly anticipated 3D first-person adventure based on Ridley Scott's Blade Runner. So pretty neat. I'm just gonna skip ahead a little bit to where they show the actual
That's why
rendering farm that they have.
what you see here is
Here it is.
real
This is the room.
power.
Imagine how
of
hot
our
it was in
rendering
there.
farm. Here we've got one of the largest rendering farms probably in the country.
There's a lot of computers.
50 Pentium 90s, 128 megs of RAM, pumping away frames of animation 24 hours a day.
I wonder what they did
Thanks
for
to
cooling.
these,
I
we're
know
able
it's just a
to
totally dark
render out
room. That is a
1.3,
steaming room.
4,000 frames of video resolution stuff a night. When I first got into it, everything I looked at I saw in wireframe.
You're going to the rendering
You know,
farm.
look at my wife's leg and it's like, I know I can make that.
That's kind of a weird thing to say, but respect. He goes, look at my wife's leg, and I'm like, I know how I can make that. That was just his garage. Nah, it was just like an office room. Probably freezing cold, but insane electric bill. Yeah, they definitely would have had to keep it cold. Very cold. It's very noisy in there. They gave Frank a big palm leaf tour. Nah, I think they must have had like so much money to be able to do that, but gamers in 1995 weren't ready for Monopoly. If it's the Monopoly I'm thinking of, it was freaking hype. I love that Monopoly game. I think it's the one that they like packed in with cereal boxes at one point. Let me look it up. Westwood Monopoly. They had a giant ice cube. Oh, just like in Futurama. You guys are on point with the Futurama references these past couple days. You render legs all day. I'm sure you'd do something better with your time. Sorry about that. OBS just randomly crashed. It was like, I got a little pop-up and it was like, we've reached an exception and blah, 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 blah. I don't know what happened, but I'm back. Hi, thank you for waiting. Sorry about that. Yes, I was just saying that if it's a Monopoly game I was thinking of, you guys joke, but that Monopoly game was freaking fire. I spent so much time playing that game. The bladder, it's okay so far, which is kind of weird because I drink like 300 milliliters of Coke at this point, but your stream kicked you back to the rollback section. Isn't that ironic? Don't you think? So yeah, that is the state-of-the-art facilities that Westwood Studio have, and I will build upon the kind of 3D stuff that we talked about that they did in a future part of this presentation, but. It's like rain. I can't sing good today, you guys. I've been talking too much already. Miss Ami uses the same slang we use. She's so cool. What did I say? Slotted? It might not have been that hot. The P90 is about 1/15 to the power consumption of your CPU. I know, but like, there's so many of them too. In 1996, Westwood released Red Alert and Lands of Lore 2, both big games. Lands of Lore 2 used a lot of 3D cutscenes with FMV mixed in. So yeah, it was like they were rendering, you know, like it's pre-rendered stuff, right? Because when I read that, I was like, what the heck does that mean? Like it can render 3,000 to 4,000 frames, but they just mean it can render like 3D images, you know. That Monopoly game was fire. Fire! I said fire. It was such a fun Monopoly game. And I saw lots of people agreeing with me before I pooped out. Well, before OBS pooped out. Hold the line! If you guys have never played that Monopoly game, I highly recommend it. It takes a lot of power to render the high quality Yuri, the character. It takes a lot of power to render Bokato. That's his name, right? Bakata. Do people not say fire anymore? I don't think it's so much that people don't say it. I think it's that I should probably not say it because I sound lame as heck. That's why. Taught you that auctioning was a thing because your family just never did that. They're like, well, it's not more complicated. The best Monopoly game was your first experience playing a game online. Oh, I didn't even know you could play online. I just played all by myself. And then in the 80s for the short film cannon fodder for rendering a single frame could take up to an entire day. Good lord! Good lord! You ignored auctioning too. I mean, how do you even do that? You gotta have like an auction bid person. That's so complicated. I agree. I would also ignore it. But if it's like programmed in the game, then why not, right? Alright. Next is this one is pretty dang cool, you guys. I learned a lot. I usually play as the boat or the dog. I like the thimble a lot too because I like sewing. Yeah, what even takes an entire day to do nowadays? I feel like people do not have that kind of patience. Yeah, this one's very interesting. So this was a suggestion as well. This is Fear, F-E-A-R. I'm sure it's just called Fear though. But it is a acronym kind of. It stands for First Encounter Assault Recon. That's the name of the game. You remember playing with POV Ray in the 90s and it take minutes plus to render a frame that looks rubbish though? Fear AI is really good, better than even most modern FPS games. Yes, and I had to learn about a lot of like AI concepts to figure out how the heck that they did this, and then when I learned about one thing, it would just like raise a question regarding a thing that I just learned about. It'd be like, oh, they used strips, and I'm like, what the heck is strips? So very interesting stuff. It's horror, but it's not to do with ring girls, but it is inspired by Japanese horror games. You're always too scared to play this one when it came out. You should play it now. Why not? That's a campy sounding acronym that uses component letters very well. Yeah, First Encounter Assault Recon, and it is about first encounters with paranormal threats. So you are in this fear unit of the military. Oh, it was released in 2005 on multiple platforms, by the way. But you're in this fear unit of the military, and you're investigating a paranormal threat. And this game was praised for a bunch of different things. It took inspiration from Japanese horror, so it was pretty unique atmosphere for a first-person shooter, and by all accounts it had really good sound design and was graphically impressive, which, you know, people had some issues running it for that reason. Specifically, I guess there was a lot of particle effects. But the most sophisticated part of the game is how the enemy AI works. Fear's AI is so good it wasn't until Batman Arkham that we started seeing that level of complex behavior in a game. Yeah, and I don't know why. You know, maybe this is something I looked into, but I don't know why other games did not try and like use this. I don't know that it was like proprietary or something. I don't think so, because it iterated on like existing AI concepts. So you would love Fear, very fun and stylish. Maybe it's something I can check out. I mean, it's 2005, you know, that's fine. Hard to be a horror game when you can bicycle kick dudes. Well, I don't even know what a bicycle kick is. Shout out to FPS games named with acronyms, one of your favorite genders. What other one is there even? You would love Fear. It's very fun and stylish. Yeah. Get to the rendering farm to handle these particle effects. Oh yeah, I still gotta play Halo, that's true. It's very, very good. Interesting. I was just thinking that to myself. I was like, is Doom an acronym? I don't think it is though. Made by the same devs as Blood or Nulf. No One Lives Forever. Nulf? Nah, that is a funny name. Tons of games use goal-oriented action. What does this stand for? I'm trying to remember without looking at my notes, but I can't. Goal-oriented action programming. Frameworks. After the white paper was published, what made Fear work is the enemies trying to run away from you instead of charging for it. Okay, so just the behavior is slightly different. So, don't open our melon. What? So, the enemies in this game are designed to adapt to the player they're facing. So the idea is that ideally it would not make things not too difficult when it came to playing against them if you're not performing as well in the game. So they use something called goal-oriented action planning. That's what it is. Which essentially the enemy has a set of goals, like a list of goals that it wants to achieve, and then it has a set of actions that it can use to perform to achieve those goals. And it also takes into account events happening in the world around the enemy, or even like objects in the world around the enemy. So if you're interested in AI and like robotics at all, maybe you've heard of this, but it's an iteration of the STRIPS, or Stanford Research, another acronym, Stanford Research Institute Problem Solver, which would give a robot a goal, and that would help it figure out steps to achieve that goal. And this originated in 1971, and it's still used nowadays. It's used in like robotics, I think the Mars rover, and of course video games. Yeah. Should have been called goal-oriented action timekeeper, so the game could be goated. Oh, go. Oh. I don't think that existed at the time. Spooljetta. Some people just love their acronyms. Mine would be should have been oh, I read that. I had a lot of fun implementing Sphere like AI with Gmod's Gary Mod's next bot implementation. Interesting. Arguably, this isn't AI as we understand it today, more algorithmic. Yeah, so yeah, that's important to know too. When I say AI, we're talking about like how non-playable enemy characters behave in the game. We're not talking about like, you know, we're not talking about like, I don't even know what it's defined as today, like deep learning. I don't know. I don't know what it's even called nowadays, but it's not ChatGPT, no. Generative AI, yeah, it's not that kind of AI. It's still AI, just a different, just not the way we understand it today. When not the way we understand it colloquially today, you know. All the characters in the game utilize this same AI. So essentially, they're given a list of goals to satisfy, and like I said, actions they can take to achieve those goals. So for example, the goal of the enemy might be to find cover so they can hide from you. And they can check for cover. And then checking for cover is a precondition that once that's met, they can take the move to cover, right? They can take that action. And then they meet their goal of getting cover. So if you break it down, the enemy is in an area and they're being attacked. So in this situation, their goal is, of course, to not be attacked. In the case of fear, rather than some games, it might be, you know, attack back. But so the AI pinpoints actions they can take to reach their goal based on the environment around them, and it will do them based on whether or not the preconditions are met. So obviously, if there's not something for them to take cover behind in the room, they're going to go down their list and find a different way to reach, you know, whatever goal, or maybe even have a different goal entirely, right? Objective: survive. We call it game AI for 30 plus years, and now AI means something else. I think we can still call it game AI, enemy AI, you know. If you get good enough at this game, you can manipulate the AI, but it's very good either way. Yeah, I mean, I don't think that's how, like, if you get good enough at any game, you can do a lot of things, right? Like, think about how speedrunners do stuff, but it's not how it's intended to be played, so. AI's been used for a long time without anything being actually all that intelligent. That's pretty neat. I remember Halo 3 had similar AI and tactic AI, but I don't know if it was revolutionary at the time or not. Oh my god, I know I am talking way too fast. Sorry, it's just I'm excited. I found this one especially really cool to learn about. Oh yeah, so another thing is that two of the things Fear used to implement, two of the things that they use to make the AI take actions in the game. One of them is called a finite state machine. So there's various states and there's transitions between those states, and then actions depending on which state it's in. And then Fear also uses the A-star algorithm, which helps AI define its shortest path from its current state to its goal. Similarly to goal-oriented action planning. Why should game AI change its name? Generative AI is the one that sucks. I'm just talking from a practical standpoint, like so that people understand what I'm talking about. I'm not saying that it should be called one thing or the other. I just want it to be clear what I'm talking about. that's you know, that's what language is, right? I'm not trying to like make a statement, you know. I just want to be understood. Taking a close look into the buckle state machine. I see you. Naruhodo, do you really? Naruhodo. Most games use only state machines for AI, which gets unreadable after a while. Gulp solves that issue. The Game Maker book I use goes into finite state machines in a really late chapter, if you remember right. Yeah, I think it's used pretty commonly. So let's watch this little video. Sadly, I don't understand where the freaking I don't have my timestamps anymore, so I'll try and find out why I put this video here.
Set upon it by a designer. This set of actions is then called a plan.
I think I just wanted this guy to describe goal-oriented action planning because he probably does it better than I can. So we'll see about that.
Goal-oriented action planning, or GOAP for short, adapts what is known as STRIPS planning, the Stanford Research Institute problem solver, a planning system from 1971 for use in video games. Leading development on this project was Dr. Jeff Orkin, the AI lead for Monolith Productions on both 2002's No One Lives Forever 2 and 2005's Fear, where GOAP was first implemented. As detailed in Orkin's 2006 publication at the Game Developers Conference while studying his PhD at the MIT Media Lab, the GOAP system is driven by a finite state machine. As detailed back in episode 3 of AI 101,
oh yeah,
a finite state machine is a system
AI,
whereby an AI exists within one state of behaviour and then based on an event occurring will transition into another one. As we explored how FSMs are adopted in Half-Life, we found that there was over 80 unique states that existed in the game's codebase.
Path to last position,
although whether
task
that
run
state
path,
was
task
available
walk
was determined by the type of character that the state machine was controlling. However, here in
That's
GOAP,
not his pest
the
control
finite state
company, is
machine
it?
has only 3 states: moving into a position in the world, playing an animation, or interacting with what is known as a smart object, an item in the world that AI characters can communicate with. Now, you might be a little confused how this works, but it's all based on a really clever observation of how non-player character AI works. If you consider an AI in a game, be it the headcrabs in Half-Life, the elites in Halo, or even the xenomorph in Alien Isolation, all they do is play animations in very specific circumstances. It's when that animation is played in the right place at the right time, it appears clever. And when several clever animations are played in a sequence, it appears intelligent. Hence, each of these 3 states within the GOAP FSM is ultimately playing an animation.
Anyway, a little complicated. I don't know if that's the exact timestamp I wanted to show you guys, because for some reason it took them all away. It doesn't usually, but I'll write them down next time. It's very typical for a game AI to use a finite state machine to implement states like run after enemy or get to cover, but the Fear AI was notable for changing the way actions are chosen. Yes, with the various what do they call it, tasks that it can do to achieve the goals. Most fun AI opponents to fight against besides Halo Covenants, I'm very interested in it, like how different it feels from other stuff. The Fear tech wasn't actually all that groundbreaking objectively, but the trick made it look so good that the enemies called out their moves, so you noticed it happened. No, I mean the concept of it, the strips thing, that is from like I think literally like the 70s. So that's just the concept at that time though, that they like iterated on, I guess. I don't know if in the 70s they were like making robots with that. They were like programming robots with that stuff, but it also plugs into the sound cue to make the enemies yell out their actions, makes the AI pop. But yeah, the sound design was something that was applauded on this game as well. I didn't look into it too much because I feel like it might not be so super unique, but I guess I'll have to play it to find out. Trick of AI telling you what they're doing goes a long way, making the AI feel really smarter than they actually are. The Halo C presentation talks about this a lot, and I think that would make the game like scarier. You would like Unreal 1. I'm actually gonna talk about that. Get your lunchy munchy. I did find it funny Half-Life 2 made a system where AI agents would be giving call signs that were just completely went over your head. It's still pretty great to this day. I am very curious. I actually have something a little bit later that's like talks about sound design in terms of like how to like fit it into the game. So that's a cool one too. Unreal 1 felt more like a game changer with enemies leading into ambushes, leading shots, and dodging bullets. Going through specific animations in response to inputs to appear clever. That's kind of what we're doing. You guys! No, you guys are actually clever. The Et tu Brute video for Halo 3 is also really good. Et tu Brute, is it not like a meme video? It sounds like a meme video. Alright. Oh yeah, next is a really cool one. Max Payne 3 also has enemy callouts, but it's set in Brazil, so players have no idea what they're saying. Buckle sees Ami Buckle initiates Ami cute script. Oh stop, that's not. No, you guys are much more complex than that. Oh my goodness. Okay, let me take a sip. I'm going haywire here. Okay, so next we have. Oh, it's a video game. It's a video that came included with Xbox 360. Oh, Ruin of Circumstance is just pronounced in English and it's spelled videoc, like video documentary. Oh, okay. You guys have a few tasks in your planning system, just like I do. I got eat. I got be hungry. I got play game. I got talk buckle Twitter. I got cave Mia. I got make fire. You're alternating between running Ami Cute and Ami Love. Totally acceptable. Alright, next. Hunter. So I put this after, not immediately after, but I did put it after iRobot because it is another one for the early 3D graphics category, but also the first of its kind for many innovations. Yeah, my Ami routines. That man is troubled. He's concerned. He's concerned. You'll find out why. It's the first of its kind for a lot of different innovations. It was released in 1991, and it was for the Atari ST and the Amiga, and it's a 3D action game, and it's a pretty early one at that. Not the earliest, but pretty dang early. And the gameplay consisted of exploring, fighting soldiers. You could do missions. You could rescue hostages. You destroy buildings. And what was really unique about the game was that it was one of the earliest examples of an open world game, so you can kind of just explore in this 3D world freely as you would like. So, you know, the world consists of like various different islands, and you can move across the islands, which, you know, today obviously you guys know it as probably one of the most popular gaming concepts in modern games. But it also let you drive a lot of different vehicles, and you could interact with civilians, and you can interact with enemies in a lot of different ways. Like you could bribe them, you could trick them by wearing disguises. Not Commodore 64, no, Commodore Amiga and Atari ST, not Commodore 64. So it also had a day and night cycle, which is very unique for the time. So you can see how it would have been influential and very novel at the time it came out. And I have a little video of some of the gameplay, and then there's just a dude talking about it. And of course, you know, being this early of a 3D game, it had some problems, like frame rate issues due to the graphics, but it wasn't rendered real time like iRobot was. Rather, the level elements were all pre-rendered, and then it used some real-time calculations for the visuals. So probably still pretty high in processing power, but not so crazy. Hey, Smashes! Open world and day and night cycle, basically full immersion for VR at the time. Basically at the time, as close as you're gonna get. Another job for the render farm. It's very impressive they implemented all that on the Amiga. Yeah, and you'll see it. I mean, obviously it looks very crude and rudimentary, because how could it not, right? But
behind enemy lines, blowing up strategic installations, assassinating key military figures, and causing
thanks, cheeky Commodore Gamer.
As one of these super
oh yeah, you probably thought it was Commodore 64 because this is the Commodore Gamer. They made other home computers
whatever equipment you can get your hands on.
I love the way he moves.
Each mission starts off at HQ, where you're given your orders. After this, it's off to your hut
all the
to
stuff you're
collect a
picking up.
map a logbook to keep track of missing
That runs
targets,
suspiciously
and a
fast.
couple
Well,
of
I mean,
aerial
this is
observation units.
probably recorded
When
contemporarily,
activated, the
so
latter zoom a
I'm
couple
sure,
of 100 feet into the air
I'm sure it
and
could be
beam back a
emulated
map
very
of the surrounding
efficiently.
area, including positions of vehicles, buildings, and people.
Or you're just calling the man running
In the hunt
specific,
again, the
running
theme is of an
suspiciously
adventure
fast.
in
We're saying the
nature,
game runs
as you
fast.
find
I'm
different
on.
people, bribe them, and/or
You can
follow
bribe
the
the
directions
people.
to other
Isn't that
contacts
crazy?
or
I
items,
tried to play this one
which
during
in
my
turn
Amiga
may
stream,
come
but
in
I don't
handy
think I could
when
get
it
it
comes to
running.
convincing them to talk to you. Whatever happened to a loaded Magnum
Look at that
44
chair.
pressed to the temple?
Being this is a 44 Magnum, the most powerful handgun in the world, it would blow your head clean off.
I know,
You have to ask yourself one question.
Surplus of British informative game reviewers
Although
online.
there's a save game option, I found it
Crazy,
rather
right?
frustrating that if you accidentally
feel like you
destroy a
punked, do ya?
contact or item, you more or less kiss goodbye to your chance of success. Still, you learn by
Yeah,
your
ask if it can run
mistakes.
Hunter.
Most buildings are civilian bungalows, which contain little of importance. Hangars, on the other hand, often contain vehicles and assorted supplies.
This part is really cool. There's like
And,
helicopters
as with
and
the real
stuff.
thing, powered transport requires fuel, and without a couple of cans of gas, you could find yourself without a ride.
The walk speed is
So, we've
realistic.
got some fairly corking 3D graphics, a huge map.
Oh my
and
god,
plenty of
an
ways
amber
of
lamp.
exploring it.
What is that?
What
That's
next?
crazy!
Enemy vehicles
This
are
looks so
often the
cool.
most convenient way to
This
attack
would have
a
been
target,
freaking out
especially
of
the
this world to
tanks,
play
which have
when it
large
came out.
80mm guns, which can destroy anything with just 3 shots. Naturally, the enemy are wise to your appropriation of their equipment,
They're like,
and
"You got
many
my- you
islands
got
are
my tank,
littered
bruh."
with tank traps, landmines, and
Vehicles
computer-controlled
too. Look at
rocket
the
batteries.
helicopter. It's freaking crazy.
Even your helicopters aren't immune to enemy defenses.
You can ride a
And
helicopter.
tracer guns blast hundreds of bullets into the
Didn't
air
know a game
every
like this was
minute,
done so early.
whilst
Yeah,
the
it's like
deadly sand batteries are
it's like
always
Grand Theft
active.
Auto.
Control of land vehicles is very
So it's like a
simple.
fake game you see in a 90s
Using
police
the forward
procedural
and back
enemy not in the best
directions
way
of the stick to
possible. Yeah,
accelerate
and the
brake,
guys are just like
and the
pressing
respective
all the buttons
directions
very
turning the
quickly.
vehicles.
And they're like
Points are
leaning
recorded
left
in
and
the form
right
of
to like
credits,
move.
And every time an enemy
Tongue
soldier,
sticking out.
vehicle, or installation is blown up, you
Looks
get
like a lot
paid
of
for
clever
it.
sprite
However,
chicks to look
if
3D.
you
Very
blow up
slick. Yeah,
civilians,
lots of
their property, or
calculations.
wildlife, a fee is deducted from your account. Yes, there's flora and fauna in the shape
Anyway,
of
this is
flowers,
very interesting, so I want to
bulls,
just like keep
rabbits,
watching the whole thing,
and
but
birds.
I probably
The
shouldn't.
graphics are consistently good throughout. They're colourful, contain a nice
They are
amount
very
of detail,
colourful, you know,
and don't
for
slow
being
down when the
like
screen becomes cluttered.
mostly
A
just
few
flat
more frames of
planes.
animation would have been
They did
nice
try
for
and
the
put a
main
lot of colour
character
in it.
and some of the animals.
the
Throughout the
bicycle.
game, your
I love
ears
it. I
are
want to
assaulted
play.
with a barrage of sampled explosions, growls, and the odd seagull squeak.
Anyway, that's enough. That's enough of that for now. I want to play. The fact that it runs so well is also impressive. Yeah, I don't know. Hi, Sea Lion and Eki and Spectre Blade. To be perfectly honest, I don't know how accurate that is to how it would have ran on, Commodore hardware. I mean, this guy is the cheeky Commodore gamer, so I could assume that he's playing it on an Amiga, but I don't actually know. It could run a lot faster than, because as far as I've read about this game, there was like problems with it running slow. So if he's using an emulator or whatever, it could just be working a little bit smoother than it would have. Hi, Neo Reaper. Stuff exploding into their polygons is also nuts. It's so cool. I really want to play it. It's a cheeky frame rate. I recall it being a bit slower in Amiga 500 than that video, but not by much. Wikipedia says they hit an average of 12 frames per second. Wow. You can upgrade and accelerate Amigas. Yeah, it's true. So it could have ran better down the line, Hello, Haley. Yes, a presentation. Yes, and I am the teacher. Oh, what'd you get for lunch? It's less smooth on a stock 500, but still pretty much playable. Cool. You guys have Amigas. That's cool. I want one. The only home PC I have is a VIC-20 and it's broken. I'm gonna do like a repair series on that at some point. Ta-da! Maybe he was on an A1200. I made a mistake when I was playing Amiga games. I emulated most of them as like Atari Amiga 3000 or whatever, and apparently it's not a one size fits all. Ooh, jambalaya. Peeling chicken salad wrap. Yum. Yummy. Love every Miss Ami class. Thank you guys. I'm so glad you guys are like interested in this stuff. I don't know. Every time I'm like, is this interesting? Isn't this interesting to you guys? Is this to me? Or like, do you guys like already know all this stuff or whatever? But I always have fun researching them. So Yeah, you guys like? Alright. Very interesting. Okay. I'm always like, I don't know if people are gonna get nearly as excited. I mean, you guys can tell by like how fast I talk that I'm like so excited. Very interesting. Yay. You sold your Amiga many years ago. Kind of regret it, but OTOH, all your games were probably written with viruses. So maybe it was just as well. Lots of stuff you didn't know about. Okay, cool. I will talk about Shenmue, yeah. Very interesting, yay. Thank you, thank you. I enjoy that these presentation streams have remained a thing over the years. I mean, it's just, I just love learning about this stuff. And it's fun to put it together in a way like, you know, it helps me understand things better when I put things together in a way that's like explaining things in ways that other people will understand, you know? It helps me understand it better, so. This is great. All you need is a British voice and you got yourself a booming informative game review channel. I do want to do more stuff like game reviews that are recorded that, but there's so little time. So little time. I only need one for Loom, but I do feel really strongly about Loom, no, so I think that was a good choice. Hi HP Hovercraft. I love your name. That's a great name. I can make the information pretty good, even the complicated stuff for us Paleolithic buckles. I'm also Paleolithic, so there you go. Alright, so next we're gonna talk about... Okay, so this is... You guys all know about this game, but some of the stuff I learned about it is really cool. You can ask me about Loom. It comes with an audio drama. It's so cool. So Myst. I'm sure everyone is familiar with Myst. We love Myst. I love Myst. I have not played Riven, but but I'm sure that's great as well. I want to play it very soon. We love our 3D-ish looking puzzle games like Seventh Guest. Actually, apparently, I was watching a video about this. Actually, like a little documentary, and the guy in it was saying that Riven is probably best of this style of game. Maybe I should play it like next week. Actually, I had it on the schedule for next week, and then I was thinking maybe I should try these guys. Cyan is the studio. They're like interactive storybooks first on Macintosh, but playing Macintosh stuff is kind of difficult. So we'll see. I'll do one or the other. I'll do one and then the other, you know. But so, yeah. This is epic. We know that. I played that on this channel. Tried to play it on Sega Saturn. Oh yeah, I was saying in the documentary I was watching that. The guy was saying that Japanese developers came to them and were like, you need to make something that's better than Seventh Guest, which I guess was not out at the time, but there's lots of clips of it and stuff. And in your school they had to use HyperCard, the software the brothers started out working in. Yes, that is what this little black and white thing on one side is. I've also played Seventh Guest on this channel. My mom loves that game, but I think Myst is definitely cooler. So, very revolutionary in terms of how it looked and the atmosphere it created and the way it handled puzzles and the way it handled storytelling. And it is still a beloved game to this day. Everyone loves Myst. We love Myst. So it came out in '93 and it was developed by Cyan, who had made earlier apps for Macintosh, kind of storybook-esque, and they were mostly intended for kids. And they were made with the Macintosh software, like Batsu just mentioned, called HyperCard. So if you look at these projects, you will kind of be able to see the similarities with Myst in terms of how you kind of advance through the game. So let's take a look at that really quick. Anyone who doesn't love Myst gets put in the book. Put in the volcano. Hi, Jamal. HyperCard is kind of like how people abuse PowerPoint to do wacky things. Yeah, I saw someone recreate Doom in PowerPoint. Alright, so let's take a look at this little... It's like a game storybook thing. Oh my god, what just fell? Get this out of me. Something just fell over. I don't know what it was, but it freaking scared me. Spelunks. You still never play Myst, but I heard it talked about all the time. It's great. It's great. No, not my Beppis. It's right here. It's also not Beppis. It's a Coke, but... It's not Cubs. That'd be way more of a crash. So, looks kind of familiar, doesn't it? Which it also looks fantastic. Like, this thing is a work of art. Yeah, that dithering. This is why I want to check them out, but no, there's no candy in here. Oh. I think I knocked something over with my chair. So are you seeing the inspiration kind of? The fade into the next scene, how you advance through stuff, even like that, even like the setting to an extent. The early storybook type games are actually on Steam as part of the. Oh, they are. Okay, I was thinking it would be difficult to do because they're like Macintosh 3.1 games, or I don't know 3.1. I'm thinking Windows 3.1, but they're like Macintosh games, right? But if they're on Steam, oh my god, I gotta next week. I have it on my schedule, and I was like, if I can't figure out how to play them, I'll just play Riven instead. Which I will still play Riven after, you know. But this is like amazing, right? Like, look how beautiful it is. And it's intended to be for kids. So, but it's so beautiful. I love it. Anyway, we won't watch the whole thing or anything, but I just wanted to show you, you know, these were the first things that Cyan made, and you can see how similar it looks to Mist, you know. You were playing with Decker last night. It's a modern hypercard-like, but you got too sleepy. Oh, it's interesting, but not surprising that people are still making hypercard-esque games. No, it would not be out of place today, especially in like indie stuff, you know. The CD for Mist had a little QuickTime movie for each animated section in the game. Yes, so actually I have a little section about how that was done too. So, aside from being revolutionary gameplay-wise, it expanded on the more immersive kind of like storytelling aspect of games. It also pushed the limits of what was possible for PC games graphically, and they were very smart about this. They did this in a very smart way. So of course the 3D graphics were pre-rendered whenever possible instead of having them rendered real time, but they also had to compress certain audio and visual assets, so they had to crunch things a lot to fit this game on a CD. And they did things like they used JPEGs for the images, used a certain amount of colors, they optimized the palettes, they used mono audio instead of stereo audio, obviously, because I guess if it's stereo, you need a left and a right side, so I guess you're storing like twice as much audio would be my assumption. So yeah, mono uses around half as much space on the disc, and then the audio was compressed in a really neat way. It was using ADPCM, or adaptive differential pulse code modulation, which it attempts to predict the next sound wave, what the next sound wave will look like based on the previous data, and then it stores the differences between the two sound waves, between the predicted and the actual sound wave, rather than the actual wave. So to my understanding, this uses less space on the disk, but can still be decoded by the computer to make sound. So I have an example of a similar audio compression technique on the Commodore 64, and this will blow your guys' mind. There were Mist haters at the time. They thought it would kill adventure games by tricking players into playing Doom instead. Don't ask how that works. Major Tony Stark built this cave with scraps vibes. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So let's hear this. All right. The way devs used to fit whatever they could into the games, like people trying to fit all the groceries in a small car, clowns in a clown car. It was used a lot less, but had its own algorithm. Actually, very interesting. CD drives were slow back then, so optimization was important to reduce loading times too. Yes, and I have a little blurb about that as well. Back when compression algorithms were something a human could understand. Yeah, and like very, very necessary. Alright, so let's take a listen to this. This is on a Commodore 64. And you guys might recognize the song too. A singer Isn't this insane though? Rocket punch. So this uses the same kind of The same kind of compression algorithm that misused for their audio. Ba-da-bow! Pretty cool, right? If you know the ADX codec used from Saturn to like GameCube, it was 80 PCM too. There you go. And I guess probably depending on how much, you know, how much data it could store, maybe the quality of the music generated through 80 PCM could probably vary, but I'm wiggling. I'm wiggling all over. Is it inappropriate for a teacher to dance? Someday maybe I will take up my passion of belly dancing. That doesn't sound half bad for the hardware. For Commodore 64, are you insane? That sounds incredible. It's crazy. This, by the way, someone just did like on YouTube as a hobby. They're like, I wanna play some music on Commodore 64. Wiggle a bit. So the other thing about this, the way they engineered how the data was stored and accessed on the CD-ROM was also really amazing. So how CD-ROMs work, of course, is they have to seek the data that they need to access from various points of the disk. So to reduce this seeking and load time, they would put all the images onto a similar location. So if you guys have not watched my playthrough of Myst, you can go do that. But basically, in Myst, there's different ages in the game. So all the images for a certain age will be stored in a certain, you know, spiral section of the disk, so that it would be easier and quicker to access when you were in that part of the game, right? I'm belly dancing to the Zinger team. 80 PCM's advantage is that it's cheap to decode, making it perfect for games. Compression was so-so though. Yeah, doesn't sound the greatest, but you know, sometimes you don't need the greatest. Every time you've ever shown Commodore 64 sound stuff, it's blown my mind, right? It's crazy. It's crazy. I want to look at so much more like demo scene stuff for Commodore 64. I'm just seeing, I think I'm missing some notes here, so I'm just making sure that I'm not. No, I'm not. Okay. Movie files work the same way. They store all the tracks in chunks, so a player can load everything for the current time fast. Yeah, so they basically were really careful about how they place things on the disc, so that they would be, so that the CD reader would be able to access the things that it needed quickly at the times that it needed it. So you know, it wasn't just kind of there was thought put to it. You watched a vid from the devs on Myst how they actually put the Myst game on a disc. I probably watched the same video to prepare for this. You don't need the greatest, just Amiya is enough. Aww, but I'm the greatest, right? I'm just kidding. Commodore 64 sound chip is peak chiptune. It sounds great. I love it. It was real mastery to do at the time. Yeah, incredible. So they went from making like kids storybook games to making one of the most to making one of the most influential video games of all time. This is another game I would like to do like a little review of. I'm sure it's been done to death though. Probably Loom too, but I don't know. Alright, so Pagoo. Pagoo. So let's see here. Moving on. Ari? Hold on. Ari? What happened? Ari, why did you go to the video? Get out of here. You saw my YouTube shorts is full of donuts. No information gained. Oh my god. Anyway. No one's surprised. Shut up, be surprised. No, we can't watch donut shorts. This is so interesting. Compared to donuts, right? We can eat donuts? No. Didn't see anything incriminating. There was nothing incriminating. It was just donuts. That lemon meringue sourdough. Ooh. Don't be nuts about it. It's about what we expected. Yeah, I know. I'm a dangerous gal. I'm scandalous. I'm a bad girl. I got donuts recommendations. What if I made donuts? I'm like kind of afraid to deep fry stuff. I don't like to deep fry. I'm not afraid. I just history 140 donut shorts. Honey watches donuts when she's not streaming. What a surprise! I would love donuts. Oh my god, maybe I should get donuts tomorrow for Chate. I can. Anyway, this is Defender of the Crown. Wow. Yeah, I'm gonna get a bunch of donuts and ribs. What if I did? I think I will. Oh yeah, someone said key lime pie to my suggestion form, and I was like, great idea. I did have key lime pie quite recently though. I'm a menace. Yeah, the Amiga. Okay, so let me take another sip. Hold on. Actually, I might just take a quick pee break because I gotta pee really bad before I get to this one. So I'll be right back, guys. Be donuts. Oh my god. And I'm Amiya. I'm right on time. Hi guys. Thank you for waiting and for being Donut. And thank you so much, Heart and Lupus and Turbo and Akatsuki and Finite Set and Lazam for the blue super chats. You guys look tasty. You know what? I would be okay with Planet Donut at this point. I'll eat it. I like the whole planet. You ever notice how Buckle fits perfectly into a donut? Very curious. Interesting. I've noticed. You can eat me on me. The whole means I have no calories. どれだけ食べても0 calorie. Hey, babe, my hot and ready sign is... What? What? I sure hope the hungry spider girl comes over and takes a bite or two. Or all of them. Floats in hot oil towards you. Time for some buckle unbuckle violence. Oh my god, you can't have them, they're my donuts. I mean, you already devour us like donuts. I wouldn't say it's like donuts, but a scuff. You have become donut. I don't even... Scuff have become donut. Hold on. Also, you guys, even though I'm sure it's like perfectly readable, but why can't I see my cursor right now? What's going on? There it is. Buckles can be eaten in one bite. Yeah, they call them 2 bite buckles, but they're really 1 bite. What kind of filling would a donut buckle have? If it was a filled one, probably you guys would have... I don't know. What do you think? I guess it would depend on the buckle, because you're all different. I only about used to love this one. Used to have the screen as your wallpaper. Yeah, the game looks gorgeous. Okay, blueberry could work. Pork belly would probably not taste very good. Pop rocks, that would be unique. There's donut Scott. Sometimes you just gotta nibble to enjoy it more. I agree. Sometimes I do like kind of pick apart my food in an effort to be like, if you guys have, I don't know if you guys have ever had passion flakies, but those ones, they're like, it's like puff pastry, and then like it's like a sandwich of puff pastry, and then it's like there's like a little bit of jam and like some icing inside, really fluffy icing. And sometimes instead of just biting into those, then you have to get sunburn. It's delicious. They are very flaky though. Google it, passion flaky. Honey Buck O's, the Amiya breakfast cereal of champs. That's right. But sometimes I will take the top off of the passion flaky and and then I will like other insides, and then I'll eat the puff pastry. Kind of like a turnover. Pulling out Buckle's legs? No. Yeah, I've definitely shown you guys before. They're so good. And yes, crumbs would be everywhere, but it would be so worth it. Oh, I love them so much. Some snacks are just made to be deconstructed. Understandable. Yeah, exactly. It's not that weird, okay? It's just to savor it for longer, you know? Sometimes things are so delicious that you need it to last as long as possible. I was like literally just considering getting them for a top day, but then also donuts. The Oreo of Ami Foods, yeah, they're way better than Oreos. Oh my god. Homemade flakies. I mean, you could probably do it. I think it'd be hard, but they're pretty big. Passion flaky. I know it's a bit of a silly name. It's a bit of a silly name. And yes, very crumbly. Alright, so this is Defender of the Crown. This game is from 1986, which you may be thinking, wow. Looking at this picture, you may be thinking, wow. That's a pretty looking game for 1986. And it's a strategy game, or it's touted as a strategy game. Although apparently not a particularly good one, according to those who have played it. But I don't know, if any of you guys have played it here, you can let me know. I guess it's like... There's like some mini games and stuff. I guess it's not that sophisticated though. And it was made by Cinemaware. It's okay. It do look pretty though. Yeah, I know, the sky gorgeous, the clouds gorgeous, the everything gorgeous. Amiga standard PC couldn't compete at the time, absolutely. And so this was made by Cinemaware. So it was really one of the first games that took this like cinematic scene-based approach to pixel graphics. And it would set the stage for other games to do the same. So the Amiya gorgeous. Yeah, mostly just a very pretty looking game, which fair enough. So at the time the Amiga came out, it was a lot more powerful than other like home PCs at the time. And specifically in regards to graphics, it could display 4096 colors at one time, and it was capable of smooth scrolling also, which was not super common. And it had more RAM and more audio channels and more storage space than its Apple and IBM counterparts at the time. But when it came out, people were a little bit disappointed because a lot of the games at the time that it came out didn't really utilize the like graphical capabilities. And Defender of the Crown kind of was the first one to do that to the fullest, and it set a standard for this kind of like really detailed and realistic pixel graphics and animations. And I have a video to show this as well, and you can imagine how impressive this would have been to see in 1986, something so detailed and so well animated. It's really like shockingly like a movie. I'll show you guys. It's crazy. DOS was not a good game platform at the time, and Apple II or Commodore 64 were ancient. Yeah, this also Amiga also did come out a couple years after, you know, its counterparts. But let's take a look. My timestamp is not gonna work, so I'm gonna have to seek to what I want to show you guys. I guess we can go all through it. There's like a jousting section, which is cool. Thanks for inspiring so much awesome retro pixel art, Defender of the Crown. Yeah, thank you so much. So that looks really gorgeous. Look at that. But the part I wanted to show you guys especially was this like romancing bit. I'll just mute this sound for now. You make it to the castle's inner sanctum. That Atari arcade game we had the first slide. Defender of the Crown is just 2 years after that on a home system. Yes, amazing. You creep into the torchlit chamber, hoping to find the kidnapped Saxon damsel, but prepared for another onslaught. At first, the room appears to be empty, and your heart fills with disappointment. As you turn to leave, a soft voice calls out to you from the dark corner of the chamber. She is here. In a rush of gratitude, she throws herself onto... Yeah. We do love horse. I mean, there's no problem with horses. Look at that! Incredible! Look at that! Anyway. That was... I just showed you guys that. I knew it was gonna elicit a reaction, but I did think it was the most visually impressive of most of the stuff in this game. Because a lot of it's just you're outdoors. There's these guys who are... She blinks, she looks down, she looks up. Very pretty. Sorry. No, I wanted to show you guys that part because it looks the nicest. I mean, the other stuff looks nice too. Like, there's these shots of the castle and stuff, but that's the only shot where you really get to see, like, these close-ups of the people's faces, and yeah. Yeah. It's just a couple blushos. You guys are fine. You're nice and mature. Mom! Hey, I'm your sensei today, okay? It's educational. Yeah, I look gorgeous, right? You remember playing this game but didn't have much to do to it than conquering the map? Yeah, apparently it was not all that sophisticated. Hi, Riley. You're gonna teach us about romance now. You guys can learn about that in the game. I'm gonna have you guys play later. Oregon Trail. Just kidding, there's no romance in the game. I mean, I guess you can like have a wife, but I think that's as far as it goes. Using a catapult and not a trebuchet with a bunch of amateurs. So, I don't know the specific differences between a catapult and a trebuchet. Trebuchets are like, they use like a string, right? Do catapults not? Catapults. Gameplay is send troops to reach and to invade. And minigames. Romance partner was a 500 pounds of cheese. I thought in Oregon Trail when I played it, I thought you could buy ladies, but it was ladles. The tender bond between a wagon and a riverbed, and fording the river. Trev is like a sling. Interesting. It's a big swinging counterweight type. I hope. Neat. Alright, so... Haha, you called the teacher mom. Trebuchet is a counterweight and a catapult uses torsion strings. Catapults use twisted rope. Interesting. You guys are so smart about war stuff. About weapons. Hi, Megati. Alright. So that is Defender of the Crown. Very, very pretty. Next. Oh, you guys are all gonna know this one. I know it. I know it. But you probably have not played it. Or maybe you have. It is Rogue. We pretty much have to talk about Rogue, right? I don't think we can have this stream without talking about Rogue. It's a game, as you can see, it's a very crude looking game. It's all, you know, text-based graphics. And the implications that it has for video games are still prevalent to this day with the rogue-like genre. You play NetHack. NetHack's very, very similar, so... You played a lot of Rogue. Yeah, the namesake of the entire genre. The game would change... that would change indie games forever. The great philosophical question, is Rogue a roguelike? Yeah, I mean, it's definitely its like own genre, but it's not, it's just Rogue. I guess it's would be called like a dungeon crawler genre, you know. Long time no see, treasure hunter. Did you find my emerald? I think the treasure in this game is, what is it, an amulet? I think in Rogue specifically, you're trying to get down to like the bottom floor. So, it came out in 1980, and it was developed by AI Design, and it was originally for Unix-based systems, and the graphics are completely text-based, which helped the size of the game, of course. But then, essentially, it's a dungeon crawling game-ish, where you're trying to get to the lowest level, and you're trying to get this treasured amulet. And it introduced a ton of elements that are other games use to this day, like the procedurally generated aspect of it, how it creates the like caves and levels, and then or dungeons, they're not caves, and the permadeath concept as well, where you have to start anew upon death, and everything is completely different, you know. Rogue mentioned ASCII art. Yeah, I always hesitate to say ASCII, even though I've done like a whole stream on ASCII. But I don't know, I just feel like maybe that's not how it's pronounced. But how else would you say it? ASCII art. And cheap deaths due to drinking an unknown potion. Yes, there is also that. This game created the baseline for procedural generation way back then. This is the game that the namesake roguelike and roguelite comes from. This game is called Rogue. Sonic spin-off created a whole genre. This is a Rouge. I was like, oh, this is a Sonic spin-off in what way? So, let's see here. Where was I? In my little notes. Oh, here we go. So the level generation algorithm was innovative at the time. There was absolutely nothing like it. And it worked by creating a grid of potential rooms. And then these potential rooms would be randomly sized, and they'd be positioned within the grid. And they were connected with corridors. And then in those rooms, there were items that were also randomized. So it'd be a completely unique experience each time you play the game. And the algorithm worked by having a grid of tiles, which would be the walls, and then carved out the rooms from those walls. And then there are tons of games that iterate on these ideas. NetHack is one of them that one you guys mentioned, that came out 7 years later, and it had the same randomly generated hiccup. A hiccup. It had the same randomly generated elements, but it also allowed you to write messages on the floor. You could dip things in potions, do all kinds of different stuff. And then more contemporarily, there is games like The Binding of Isaac that has randomly generated dungeons, and Rogue Legacy. I think just gonna mention it because it not only has procedurally generated levels, but it also has a legacy system where each character you play after death will inherit traits from their ancestors, which I consider it to be kind of like an iteration on the permadeath aspect of the original Rogue. And of course, Diablo has roguelike elements as well. And let's take a look at how the gameplay actually looked. Hiccups are not randomly generated. They're meticulously planned and executed for precise effect. I think that scientists don't know why we hiccup. It's from when I was a fish.
Ages, the history of computer games, also known as
Gotta try and
Colossal
find my
Cave.
timestamp here.
Roguelike. It's the random level generation. Oh man, is a snake gonna kill me? Excellent. It's the random level generation, and also important.
I mean, hiccups because it's cute. I hiccup because I'm like, it's like a burp, but it's not.
Right, so you can quit your session and come back later if you're having a good game, but you can't
But you must
save and
die
reload
if
when
you
things
die.
go wrong. Right, that is against the principles of the roguelike.
You guys know Scott
One of
Manley?
the reasons I kind of decided to make this video
What a
is
last name
not
to
only
have,
show off
Manley.
some old history is, but
I took him on.
because I heard or I noticed people in some forum talking about roguelikes, and somebody, you know, had seen the latest indie.
So the
game
little
that described
characters
itself as
in
roguelike,
the
and they
the
seemed
H
to
and
be
the K and
under the
stuff, those are like
impression
items in
that what
enemies.
they were meaning was that it was all about sneaking
Or I guess
around.
letters
like,
are probably enemies, and then
rogue-style character
the
in
stars
World of
and
Warcraft or whatever. I think
percentages
World of
and
Warcraft
stuff are
has a rogue class. Don't know,
items.
never played it. But so
Hi,
no, it's
Tata.
all about random level generation and about permadeath. Permadeath being a great.
So anyway, I just wanted to show. I mean, he explains the whole history behind it, and he talks
you'll
about
notice, actually, that I have 2 scrolls entitled.
he talks about
Slice Your Bar.
NetHack as well later on in the video. So I recommend watching it if you guys are interested in learning about it. But that's Rogue. Very, very revolutionary. Very revolutionary. He was the channel back when Kerbal Space Program was relevant. Aww. Kind of awkward how Rogue is tagged as a roguelike on Steam. It is a little awkward. Although Steam tags, I feel like they mean nothing. You know, because yeah, it generates the path as you go. Yeah. Or I guess, I mean, it's generated at the beginning and you kind of discover it as you go. I feel like Steam tags are kind of like totally useless. Like if you look at the retro tag on Steam, it's like it's the Wild Wild West. Yeah, they user assigned. Hi, Galaxy Whisper. Wonder if anyone ever called Doom a Doom-like. No, we have Boomer Shooter for that term. There was a while when the tags were new that people tagged Doom as a Doom-like. It was great. Oh, people do that. If you look up free chicken sandwich, you won't find free chicken sandwich. Yeah, Steam cannot do that sort of thing. They cannot give you free food despite Valve's epic snack bar. What do you mean the story rich tag for ecchi soul tags? It's not random, it's just someone put it there. Rogue has fog of wars you have to explore as you go. Yeah, so it's all generated at the beginning, and then there's the fog of war that will lift as you walk along. Psychological horror titles, Skibby Toilet. I don't even think that's a game. Laughing demonically when I called Doom a shoot 'em up. I did that at first, and people were like, you know it's a boomer shooter! I was like, okay. Doomer boomer. Devs may improve or block them showing up. I see. But I mean, I don't think many devs are gonna like block them, because it's like, yeah, more discoverability. That's great, right? Valve's epic snack bar deserves to be on this presentation. Is groundbreaking, chair breaking. I tell you what. If I write the Valve, it would be over for me. Is Sokoman a Baba like? Oh my god. That was before they came up with the term boomer shooter, mind you. Yes. A doom-em-up. They're talking about these big cookies. They got like any kind of cereal you want in dispensers. They got freaking milk that you can put. Of course. They got these big pink cookies. I can't get over the pink cookies. And this guy's like, I would take a cookie back to my desk and I would spend a whole week eating that thing. And I'm like, excuse me? Excuse me, a whole week? You can save a cookie for a week. It's not even gonna be good after a couple days. The pink cookie is no more. What? The chair is company property. No, it's mine. What on me? What? I want the thing. I want the cookie. That thing won't survive 5 seconds. That's what I'm saying. I was like, the cookie didn't look that big, okay? My analog horror game is definitely action adventure. My consumers say so. It's gonna taste stale. That's what I'm saying. Like the icing's gonna be all crusty. What kind of man was this? A miserable little pile of secrets. We can watch the video after if you guys want. I'm confused how we got the pink cookie. It's the Valve snack bar. I gotta show you guys the video after. Their snack bar is crazy. Look Cookie would be the plate Ami piles the other snacks on to take back to her desks. Yeah, that is a technique you can use. Alright. That was Rogue, and now we're gonna talk about Shenmue. This is like, I feel like this is like a favorite among some of you guys. And I just realized it's on Dreamcast, so I should play it. Snack bar. Hello, KRZ. So Shenmue, very cool. After reading up about it, I was like, I must play this game. The fact that you can... Hi, Tiamat. The fact that you can go around and like use the arcade games in the game. Oh my god. I don't know this Sailor's meme you guys speak of. I've never actually played Shenmue. The best forklift simulation game ever. Can you do that? Sonic! Very ambitious game for its time for the Dreamcast. Yes. And it popularized a very not super common, but it popularized a kind of common game mechanic. Hi Boban! So, for a large chunk, a goal of Shenmue is to find some sailors. It's a job you do in the game. Alright. Well, I want to play it still. Okay, so this was 1999 for the Sega Dreamcast, and it has tons of novel elements like weather changes, and then there's day and night cycles, and there is an open world, and it makes it feel really, really immersive. The game came out in 1999 though, so it is certainly not the first game to have those kind of elements. You play as Ryo, who is a martial arts guy. He's like a martial arts, I don't know if he's a master, but he do be kicking and punching and fighting. And he's trying to get revenge for something that I don't know if it's spoilers to mention it or not. If you guys tell me whether it's a spoiler, I will say it though. Happens in the intro. Okay, yeah, his dad dies. He's trying to get revenge for his dad dying. So, this is an intro. Okay, perfect. Shenmue may be a classic, but kind of got overshadowed by open world games like Sega's own Yakuza series. Yeah, but it was the first. You don't think the devs know about the plot anymore? It's spoilers. What? No, it's fine. It's fine. I mean, you guys got enough foreshadowing that there's gonna be maybe a spoiler event happening, so I cannot be blamed. So yes, he goes around looking for clues to his father's death. And what makes the game very special is that it was one of, or the first, or perhaps the first game to use QuickTime events in this iteration. One of the guys that worked on Shenmue worked on Custom Robo. Ooh, that's another one I want to play. Yes, it was famous for its QuickTime events. So, it definitely popularized them. So if you never played a game with QuickTime events, basically it's just a section of gameplay that prompts you to input a button or series of buttons based on what's happening on the screen. And there's a lot of games that do this, and you know, I feel like there's a lot of divided opinions about QuickTime events. I have no problem with it as long as it doesn't feel like jarring and like it's interrupting the gameplay a lot. Sega Die Hard Arcade had QuickTime event sequences, yes, but to my understanding, it wasn't implemented, like, it wasn't enmeshed in the like game environment and the story as well as it was in Shenmue, which is kind of like the modern precedent for that. Yeah, there's a lot going on in Shenmue, but not harmony. Well, sometimes that's fun. The main guy says sure a lot. Basically, the director is also responsible for Outrun and wanted to do a game that was different from the arcade experience. Oh yeah, I think this was the AM2 team, right? So there you go. From Sega, the team of devs. We should know what QuickTime events are. Press F to pay respects. I don't know if that's a QuickTime event. Well, is it? I've never played that game. I just assumed it was like something you could do in the game. like you can press F if you want. Pay respects. Is it a situation where it's like if you don't press it, something, you know, bad happens? You can fail some QuickTime events and still move on. Something Quantic Dream would lift for their games. Interesting. It's not a QuickTime event. It's a specific part at the end of the game. Okay, that's what I thought. Don't press F. You guys, it's okay. So there are earlier games that have similar features. If you look at Dragon's Lair, which I have played on this channel. There's not duck racing. Die Hard Arcade also had hilarious animations for failing quick time events. I want to see. I want to play. So yeah, I played Dragon's Lair on this channel before, and basically you're given a choice of directions to push within a certain time frame, and other Laserdisc games did similar stuff. And I mean, if there is duck racing, I would love that. Your favorite iteration of failing quick time events is on Lost Planet 2. The guy you're playing as dies and gets replaced by a clone. And then, oh yeah, this game I wanted to show you guys. This there are some FMV games that have elements of that, such as this Sega CD Power Rangers game, which we can take a look at. I don't think it's like a great game, but always like a different guy. Gotta make Ami think duck racing is us gaslighting her. Yes, I can be surprised when the duck racing happens. I mean, I'm down. Now I gotta try and skip to one of these parts where you do the inputs. Very much maligned Shenmue 3 is on massive discount on GOG right now. Like, how massive? How massive are we talking? So these are just like clips from the show, and they like basically overlaid actions onto it. Come on. Show the things. Show the buttons. 90% off, which is how much money? Go, go, Power Rangers. So you see, you're being prompted to... It's very, very quick in this game. You can see you're being prompted to press things. We gotta keep it together. I tried watching some Power Rangers recently, and I was like, yeah, I remember this. Probably $4 to $6. That sounds correct. Was that Rita you heard? I've been dead for 5,000 years or something. Is what she says. So anyway, that's the other another game that I could think of that has an example of maybe you could consider to be quick time events, but it's not like they're not good. They're not good. Doesn't hold up. I mean, it's meant for kids and it shows, you know, but it's not like a problem. Kamen Rider, yeah, I want to get into the actual like tokusatsu stuff. Rita is the main character of Furikuri. Oh, really? Speaking of Power Rangers, I use your affiliate link for the big comic sale. They have a Humble Bundle. Thank you so much. Oh yeah. If you guys are interested. Humble Bundle, I haven't checked it in a couple days. Last I saw, they had some cool like TTRPG stuff. If you guys are interested, I do have an affiliate link. And oh, I have books now. What happened? I do have an affiliate link if you want to. Oh, you mean the English actress? Okay, okay. I have the Death Note. If you guys are interested in getting anything, please consider using my affiliate link. It doesn't cost you anything extra, and you can even allocate how much of the funds you would like to be directed to the different charities, and you can allocate how much you want to be redirected to me. You got those in the Humble Bundle, right? What I get in Humble Bundle? Oh, the spell books. Yeah. Did we watch the leftmost video? No, we didn't. I'm gonna watch it in a sec. But so yeah, in terms of quick time events in their modern iteration, they're done in a much more tolerable manner in Shenmue, and then most games are most similar to how Shenmue does them nowadays. Most games nowadays are similar to how Shenmue does them. Hi, Lewis. I don't think you can give 100%, but I don't know. But don't do that, maybe. I mean, it's fine. I won't encourage you to do one thing or the other. I'm just letting you know that it's possible. Yeah, so they really try to integrate it into the narrative and into the flow of the game. So you guys will see. Again, I don't have my timestamps, but I'll try and find a moment. Oh, yeah, it starts there. Nice. Oh yeah, this is all quick time event cutscenes, so I don't have to. I don't have to seek through.
Yeah, jerk. Apologize to Enoki-san.
To Enoki-san.
I don't have time for this. Get lost.
This acting.
That's it. Your history.
So there you go. This sure is something. I want to play so bad.
Damn, you're pretty tough.
What's he got in his mouth? Damn, you're pretty tough. He's got twig. What a
I don't
wimp.
have time to play your little games.
I'm trying to find out who killed my father.
Yes, I'm sorry.
You don't mess with me again. Got it?
Oh man, you're such a bad meow. Better kick send in the Irishman. Tomato Mart! Oh my god, my favorite. Just kidding. That would be my least favorite.
Hey, are you okay? Can you
Is
get
Inquire
up?
playing for Sega fans? I'm definitely a Sega fan. He's so cool. We can watch one more. Why not? Super cool looking. Tomato Mart, I don't think is real.
Get out of my way.
Get out of my way.
What?
Do you hear this guy, man?
Go home. Oh, hey, you.
So the voice acting is hilarious. What? Sumimasen. Oh my god, Heartbeats Bar. What I do wonder is if there's quick time events for stuff other than fights. No. Man, this guy just... If you go through this game, like, nailing all the quick time events, you really just destroy everyone. What we want from our heroes? Assault and battery. Well, I mean, I think they all initiate it. I think. 90s VHS anime dub delivery, yeah. I don't know if the recent Shenmue anime is considered good. Oh, there's an anime. But I like the English sort of captured the monotone voice of the original EN. Honestly, it is kind of a charm point. There's a quick time for non-fights. Okay, wait, let me see if I can find something. The famous Assassin's Creed quick time event where you have to react in time to hug Leonardo da Vinci. I mean it in Shenmue specifically. But, sounds like there might be. Oh, don't tell me you beat up these kids.
Hey, are you okay?
Yeah.
Chill! Get...
Everything's a quick time event.
Okay, Kota! Oops! Ah! Yo, watch out!
Oh yeah, okay.
I'm sorry. Are
Some
you
chase
okay?
scenes or walking on narrow
Yeah,
beam, for example.
but
Interesting.
Be careful when
So
playing
do
in
you
the
like
road.
meowing die if you get hit by the soccer ball?
Wait up, Yasuo. Wait for me.
For me. Why would you think he beats up kids? It's a video game. Oh, you gotta get tattooed good with the quick time event. I gotta see. This is like spoiling everything. If I'm gonna play this game, I gotta stop. But you get beaten in the head and Real feels embarrassed. Wait, really? You just don't look cool if you failed the biggest crime. Hi, biggest boy. Yeah, let's stop. There's so many insignificant ones. Well, regardless, I want to experience them in the game, you know? One of the subquests in Shenmue you get introduced to early on involves taking care of a kitty! I want to. I want to race crabs or whatever it was. Race monkeys, race ducks, and take care of a kitty. Alright. So, next we're gonna talk about the RDI Halcyon. And you may be asking yourselves, or you may be asking me, Ami, what the heck is an RDI Halcyon? I don't even know how to pronounce it, to be perfectly honest. But it is a game system you may have never heard of. And it's not a game, no, it's a game system. And originally it was going to be released in 1985. Super Bombad racing minigame. What the heck is an RDI Halcyon? Oh, well, let me enlighten you. 1985. I pronounced it right? Yay! Yatta! It's a type of sword. Oh. So, never saw the light of day to most retailers. I think there's like maybe 12 of them out in the wild, but it would have been very, very expensive to people who wanted to purchase it at 2.5k, and only 2 games were ever released for it. Yeah, now that would be state of the art. 1885. That would be like, I would if this was released in 1885, I would have to believe in time travel. There would be no choice. Sorry for drooling. So yeah, there's 2 games released for it. One was Thayer's Quest, which is kind of similar to Dragon's Lair, and then the other one is, I don't have it. It's like a sports game. I didn't write it down because I was like, it's a sports game. Who cares? NHL maybe or NFL. So yeah, Thayer's Quest, however, has since been ported onto other stuff, so you can play it if you want. But the games were released on Laserdisc, so at At this time, there's like arcade machines, I believe, that use Laserdisc. But this was one of the only home Laserdisc devices. The other one was the Pioneer Laser Active. So it would have been considered very state of the art at the time, even though Laserdiscs fell out of favor pretty quickly. It might have been NHL. It might have been. I don't know. It could have been NFL though. It's probably NFL. Space Ace. I played that too on this channel. What if it was released in 1885 but failed because no one had TVs to play it on? There's a lot of questions raised there. And ain't nobody got 2.5K back in those days. Good night, Indecisive. Games on wax cylinders manually reprogrammed for each individual copy. That would be cool. NHL hockey, you said football. I don't know if it was hockey or football. I don't remember. It was N something L. Probably. So, yeah, so they were all released on Laserdisc, and I've explained Laserdiscs on my storage media presentation I've done on this channel before. Yeah, they were huge. So they're basically huge. They were like as big as a vinyl record, but they looked like a CD. And it's actually an analog storage format, so there's like literally like pits and stuff in the CD to you know, make the data readable. And good night, Indecisive. I don't know if I already said it, but good night. I'm all over the place. It would allow the game to like pause so the player could take actions in the game that would take them to a different scene, kind of similar to how a DVD works, but it fell out of favor in favor of VHS, which was much more affordable at the time. And you could also rewrite over it, which was, you know, you could record TV, which was a huge plus for VHS. But yeah, that's why the Laserdisc did not stick around for that long. But in this case, in addition to using Laserdisc, that wasn't all it was revolutionary for. That wasn't all it was state of the art for. You guys are gonna be baffled by this decision that they made. But it had voice activation, like Google Home, but in the 80s. So the system would have to be trained to recognize the voice of the person giving the commands, and then it had a separate computer in it for speech recognition to process the commands, and then it had around 1,000 vocabulary words that it would store in the ROM cartridge of the game, which I guess would accompany the Laserdisc, and it would speak back to you. And it used the Voltrax speech synthesizer to do that. And was Knight Rider popular at the time? I don't know about that, but at the time they compared it to HAL 9000 from 2001 Space Odyssey, which I don't know if that's like a comparison you want to make, right? Isn't that movie like, or isn't that story like scary? Isn't HAL like yeah, that's not a flattering comparison, right? He's like evil. That's absurd, yeah. Bad robot. But I have a video of actually how it works, so there's not that many of these systems around nowadays, but I think there's like 12 or something. But this guy has one, and he uses it to play different music.
His mind is light years in the future. His past
His mind is
success,
light
the
years in
invention
the
of
future.
Dragon's Lair, Space Ace, and Thayer's Quest. The latter hooked into a human-like computer called
Definitely
Halcyon.
rather have Kit than Hal, yeah. And he calls it Hal. His name is Hal.
In limited production now.
And he
out
says,
of
"What do you
Carlsbad,
want?" He's not,
Halcyon
"How can I
will have
help
an
you?" He says,
optional
"What do you
conversational
want?"
Computer control. It takes remote control out of your hands
What
and
do
into
you
your
want?
mouth.
Elevator music.
And then it plays the freaking elevator music.
Louder.
Louder. He's so
Classical.
I want the world, Hal.
Disco.
Louder, Hal. Hal, have you ever killed men?
Maybe he's what a computer should have been. All along, something that anybody can use because anybody can talk.
I should not make
The
fun of
cost
this
of the
guy.
computer, $1,800. $1,100 if you own a Laserdisc. The talkback feature is an extra $300.
An extra 300 for the talkback feature. Oh my god.
4847 spins.
Oh, he turned into channel 8.
Other
Frick,
advances
look at that.
are infrared control for your exercycle that hooks up to the computer and lets you
This
pedal
is really
among the
crazy,
planets.
though. Look at that.
If you want it down to earth,
My AI
there's a stroll
computer
in the
named
English
Megadeth Robot
countryside
Man
or in
Killer. We're
Beverly Hills.
fine.
There's a helicopter game, again, controlled with
Your
voice commands.
exercycle. Those discs are huge. Yeah, they're laser discs.
Yes.
Yes.
The outer limits of Rick Dyer. Few of us understand his orbit, but every so often we know when he's returned to Earth to reveal the next video generation. John Kalia, News 8.
He predicted Zwift? What is Zwift? Oh my god. If I want someone to talk back, I just talk to my wife. Good one, good one. He's how one. It'll take 8,999 more versions until we get the murderous one. I don't know about that. He sounded pretty murderous to me, and even the way the guy was talking to the computer also sounded murderous. Yeah, it's Laserdisc. And the way he was talking to it was like louder. He sounded like a threat. This could be an analog horror movie intro about a guy who's kept his 90s AI computer creation alive in his basement. That is such a good concept. A game workout trainer that syncs up to exercise bikes. Ah, is that like a now thing? Barb. Did they copy the Pioneer thing, or like? I mean, it's not a copy. I mean, I wouldn't say it's a copy. I think the Pioneer Laser Active was like more of a multimedia thing. It could play like CDs and stuff too. And sadly, I don't have on hand the year that the Pioneer Laser Active came out. So, there's that. But they were trying to do two different things. He's a great guy, but he looks like a serial killer. Aww. He's just I think he's just talking monotone so that the computer can understand, right? The old ball and chain. There's one of those made for the Genesis, but I don't think it ever got released. Yes, I actually did a Lost Media presentation that covered that as well. Oh, Laser Active was 93. Okay, so this was way before that. This is 85, so yeah, check out my Lost Game Media presentation if you guys want to learn about that exercise bike. There's like a fun like kangaroo game. The exercise thing that was, I think that's the one that was associated with the Genesis. He's a lizard person in disguise. Aww, yeah, he seems fine. You know, he seems he's smart. He made a computer. Yeah, I just thought the comparison to the Space Odyssey robot was interesting. Okay, so next we're gonna talk about Unreal, and I felt like I, had to talk about Unreal because of the nature of this presentation and because it's used so much to this day. But honestly, I cannot find much information about like fake. Yes, this is a real screenshot. I mean, don't worry about the screenshot. The point is the video, don't worry about the thumbnail, but Unreal because it is. Oh, Unreal is in fake, right? LOL. The duality? A very unserious engine. You're trolling us, aren't you? What? What? I'm so confused. Guys, I'm not in on the bit. What's the bit? Tell me. Let me in on the bit. Frank. Yeah, this guy, Tim Curry. His name's not Tim Curry. It's Tim. What is it? Tim Sweeney. He made ZCT. Which I've also talked about on this stream when I discussed video games that allow you to make other video games, video game creation stuff. It's unreal how much I don't understand this joke. Tim Curry did not make this. Yeah, it's the Epic Game Store guy. Fortnite. Okay, so the game itself is from 1998. It's for PC and Mac. It's called Unreal, and it's set in space. You're a prisoner on a ship, and it crash lands on a planet, and there's an alien species, and you're hoping to escape from this planet, and you have to explore around, and you have to fight enemies, and you have to solve puzzles in the environment. And on top of this, it's more well known for its engine that it used, which was made available to other people. So obviously, This is the reason for Unreal Engine's namesake. It was the first to utilize this engine, and it was created by Tim Sweeney, who I've discussed on this channel before. He made ZZT, which is a puzzle game, and he used object-oriented programming, which meant it was easy for people to kind of mod the game. So you have many people making ZZT games even to this day. And this guy has a bit of a history creating something that can be used by other people to make games. So he decided to work on an FPS engine for Unreal, which would allow other people to license it and make games using that engine. And later on, it was made free to use, at least in one iteration. There's been many iterations of the Unreal Engine. I think it's on 5 right now. And it was pretty much universally praised for how it used textures and lighting, and it's still updated and used to this day. And you might know it in the game that's being very popular among VTubers right now. Black Myth Wukong. But to be honest, as far as like the technical aspects go and what made it like so like what made people like to use it so much, not the Fortnite engine. No, they can't do that. The monkey game. Popular game. Monkey. No. It's Unreal. Yeah, so... I couldn't understand what about it technically made it so desirable for people to use. So I really had a hard time like wrapping my head around that. But maybe you guys know who are more well versed in this stuff. It does a certain tech thing in real time that Quake 3 didn't because a guy told the developer, oh, John Carmack pulled it off. Crazy. One guy. The engine has remained relevant for a long time. Yes. I'm Monka coded? Wait, what? Am I Monka coded? The first game to license Unreal Engine was Star Trek Klingon Honor Guard, and FPS replays a Klingon! What? Is it epic? Oh my god. You say Unity burned a lot of bridges and Godot is too green. I mean, I guess. Do they handle things like... I don't know what the like development environment looks like. I'm very curious about that, but... Unreal Tournament is what I know from this engine from, not so much this first game. So it's cool to see the first. Yeah, we'll look at a little bit of the gameplay so you guys can get an idea what it looks like. I don't know how much the gameplay kind of like translates into games that use the engine nowadays, but... From an era when devs would include their own tools, Unreal Ed allowed players to make their own maps and stuff, especially for Unreal Tournament. Yeah, which is very cool, and the guy even made it free later, which is nice of him. It's epic, it's Unreal, it's Epic Mega Games, or just Epic Games. I wonder why they decided to change it. I guess it's probably better marketing. Oh man, my throat is screaming at me. We're almost done though. I'll just skip forward to some of the gameplay. Oh, that's campy, yeah. Unreal Tournament was going to be an expansion pack for Unreal. They decided to make it standalone. And my guess is that it was standaloneable. Unity Godot is better for quick development. Unreal works better for larger teams. Interesting. Unity wanted to charge devs for each player installed in the game. That caused a lot of controversy. Yeah, I mean, I think we even like discussed that on this channel when it happened. Unbelievable. Wow, it does look amazing. Now I want to play Unreal. Too many games. Too many games to play, so little time. Gotta play Shenmue, Unreal. Now I want to play Rogue. Yeah, that was like right before the game jam too, so yeah. I think they've since you know, walked that back, but Unreal Tournament was so much fun. This game was crazy. I bet I would have a great time with it. Their most amazing enemy just because of how weird their sounds are. These guys. A multiplayer Unreal stream would go crazy. I wonder if you could do that. They tried to walk it back. Yeah, I mean, it's hard to walk back such a terrible decision that they only walked back because people were angry about it. It's like, okay, we know you suck now. we know who you are, yeah. Unreal 1 itself looks great, amazing soundtrack, high difficulty, but gameplay is not that innovative and it's too meowing long. Yeah, I've heard that. I've heard some stuff about like the maps being not great or like complicated, or there are free versions like Zonatic and such. It does look really cool. I love the music too. I want to play. You can still play Unreal Tournament online too, since the server transferred to the fans of the game. Maybe we could do it in a similar way to how Doom. We did the Doom multiplayer stuff. You can no longer buy it in any online store. Well, that sucks. A multiplayer stream of Unreal Tourney of Quake or Quake Live would be poggers. Alexander Brandon, I bet I could find out. Oh, Guild Dream found out. It is. I love the music. What I mean, I guess it's like CD audio, but it sounds so distinct to me. Oh, you're able to host it? Really? I will have to see if I can use it with my VPN like last time. Oh, it is tracker music. Cool. Neat. Yeah, it's super distinct. You looked up Klingon Honor Guard in game and it looks like Star Trek themed Unreal. I am so into that idea. Hi Cacophony Quake Team. Fortress LAN Party 8 on 8 will be one of those fond memories that lives forever. Oh, Team Fortress. Quake Team Fortress. What? Epic Mega Games is very much into tracker music at that point in time. I love it. I love it. What happened? Oh. Yeah, what is this? What happened to the Zenkai Goose? I don't know who that is. Unreal Tournament multiplayer is fun to this day. I will see if we can figure out how to do it, guys. Thanks to Alexander Brandon and Michiel Van Den Bos. Yeah, I know Jazz Jackrabbit did. Team Fortress started as a Quake mod. Wow. This is making you want to play some Quake 2 though. This is another game. I gotta get into these like early FPS games. Anyway, that is Unreal. I thought I had to mention it because so many games use the engine to this day, even though I don't quite understand what makes it so special. I'm sure if you play the games, you'd understand it though. And lastly, is it real though? It is real. It is real. His work on Deus Ex is some of the best example of his work also in FPS. Jeez, so many FPS in that time. No BioWare. Yeah, sadly, you guys had lots of great suggestions. I sadly did not have time to include it all. I did read them all though, and I did research a little bit about them all. So thank you so much for your time writing stuff up, guys. Sorry if I didn't use your suggestion. I will also always keep it in mind for future stuff though. But it's called, I know it's called Unreal, but it's truly real. LA Noire. Now this is a fascinating game. So the way that it did the faces is very, very fascinating and interesting. And also the concept of the game is interesting to me as well. It's yeah, the faces. Unreal was the first games to fully use 3D acceleration technology when a lot of most PCs at the time still struggled with it. I see. I see. What the heck? Hearing people outside. The faces, the voices. One that originated the press X to doubt meme. Oh yeah, that is from that. Anyway, so 2011, LA Noire. I'm super interested in this game because I think the setting is cool. It takes place in the 1940s and you're like a detective and you're trying to solve lots of different crimes and you're interrogating people, and the interrogation is cool because of a certain technology they use to capture facial movements. So the idea is that you would need to kind of read people's facial like body language to figure out whether they were telling the truth or not. So that's why the tech they use was so important for this kind of game. It's a pretty fun game. I just like the setting. They're on to me. They don't know what I'm doing. It takes place in France. I think it takes place in America. We're on the 3rd floor, Miss Ami. There shouldn't be people outside the windows. Don't worry about it. It's just the window cleaners. They're cleaning the school windows. Ignore that the school windows are just bars and not... Ignore that the school windows are just bars and not actual windows. Press X to down. Do you guys not have that? My school had bars on the windows, but there is also actual windows. I don't think bigger contribution to gaming is not the facial technology, but the meme. Yeah, the facial technology actually did not get used for all that much. LA, oh right, it's LA. It's Los Angeles. It was was a school. It was a school. I don't know why, but I guess they didn't want people like sneak out of the windows. I don't know. You didn't have no fan. It wasn't fancy. It's Los Santos. It's fun recognizing the people in the games in actual movies. Yeah, so there's actors, real actors. Yeah, I don't think the facial scanning technology was widely used, and I will tell you guys why. But to do the facial scanning, they used this really over-the-top facial mocap tech, and it was called motion scan. So it involved 32 cameras around the actor to get all angles of their face, and it would record everything the actor did in 30 frame per second video. So previously we talked about Westwood Studios. They would do something similar. They would capture the face, picture photos of the face from 4 different angles, and then they would have a 3D modeler manually create a 3D model based on those photos. And in the case of motion scan, it processes the tracking data from the cameras to create the 3D model. And the computer that processes the data, it does so at 300 megabytes per second. And then someone will often have to go in afterwards and kind of shore up or correct any glitches or imperfections. So it resulted in a really, really accurate and realistic facial motion capture. But yes, the actors had to sit very, very still. 30 frames. That's a lot for this many cameras, though. The game is also famous for the hundreds of employees verbally abused during development by the studio head. Oh no. Isn't it Rockstar? Jeez. That sucks. Hi, Pink Dam. First example of face scanning not being used was the feature to use the Game Boy camera to put people's faces on characters in perfect dark multiplayer. I guess kids shooting each other with that. I like the Tony Hawk games. You can just like have a photo of someone and it just like overlays it. And the studio was saying, oh, it was just the publisher. Okay. Alright. Well, screw that guy. That's not very nice. So there's a couple downsides to this. So of course it can only record facial data, so the body movement captured data would have to be done separately, which can look very, very uncanny. You guys will see it in a second. And the way the data is processed made it really difficult for 3D animators to go in and do processing after the fact, because basically each frame is an entirely new blend shape. It's an entirely new model, basically. So they would have to go in and correct things kind of one frame at a time. It was very, very time consuming, and also it was very memory heavy because each frame is a new blend shape. So effective, but not that efficient. Seeing bloopers where the game characters break down laughing just like the actors when they flip lines. Well, this clip I'm going to show you is called "This Man's Poker Face is Unreal." It's very funny. This tech has never been used since. I don't think it has. It's very expensive in that amount of cameras, and you have to hire all these actors, and yeah, it has not been used. It's kind of a monkey's paw. People expected GTA from this game back when it was a story-only game, an overly massive, empty but faithful diorama of the city, which, you know, is interesting. You know, it's something that I feel like is cool conceptually, but I don't know if it actually. I don't know if it actually ended up playing out in a way that people wanted, but here's this guy.
What's the score with Ramez removals? I brought a radio from there.
And do you think he's lying?
That's all.
That it was the day I found you. Seems like old times. Dinner dates and flowers. Seems like old.
Hard to tell. Oh my god, oh shoot. And then I just have this video kind of showing the technology. Probably skip ahead to the part where they do the facial motion capture. It's just somewhere along here.
That's one of the case.
Here it is. Here's the room.
That's one of the key strengths of our system. We can
I
actually
can say that is a poker face.
That animation
That poker face
ones
is
just
fake
can't
and not real.
do.
Made it up.
Cole Phelps, traffic. What do we got?
This is so silly.
It's really acting a scene.
It's not Unreal. We just saw Unreal. Ah, you guys are
The motion
confusing.
capture and then the motion scanning.
The motion I have to remember that funny joke from 10 years ago. Oh yeah, this is the body motion capture. So they did that
Regulator
separately.
valve. Good find.
then we'd come.
I don't know,
move over to
is
the
that their
studio where
uniform?
An actor would typically go into makeup in the morning, and then
There's
have
another
their
one
hair
with
done
an old
in
guy and he looks like
1940s
he's trying
hairstyle.
not to toot.
And
Yeah,
then
I
come
saw
into
that
the
one.
room and sit in the
I
seat
ultimately
behind you.
decided that this
And
one
what
was
the
funnier,
rig
but
does is capture a volume around
the
them.
contraption that captures your soul and puts it.
Cameras not only around, but also looking upward and downward as well. So any kind of movement is going to cut out some of the information.
It's pretty cool looking at it
They
working
deliver their
though.
lines, and as they talk, they get processed and turned in 3D.
And action. So the guys' names that I've been seeing doing the repairs on the heaters,
They're
they're
really
fully
still-
licensed and accredited.
We go from 2D videos to 3D meshes
I think you're lying, Rasik. I think some of your men aren't fully licensed.
to compressed versions
Some
of
of
the
them
game.
aren't fully.
I
Oh,
think
scandalous.
Some of your men aren't fully licensed.
So you can see
You're
the kind
desperate
of
to
like
cover your sales.
The level of
uncanniness.
detail is just so high that they're
Oh,
just like
that guy's lying.
You're gonna
You can
lose
see
your
the
wife and probably
uncanniness
end up in the
between
big house.
the body movement
I hope
and
she was
the
worth
face movement. It is pretty
Being
sick.
in the
No,
depth
it looks
analysis
great.
room is a process.
Well, we can
that
just use normal
most
face
people
scanning
have
these
never
days to
experienced. It's
emulate
such a
human
new
emotions, assuming they don't cheap
It's
out.
a constant close-up.
I don't know what the
is it
technology is for
but
like
it's a
that
close-up
nowadays.
From 360 degrees.
What is like for that?
There's something pretty special about knowing that,
Anyway.
that you'll be.
Seventh Guest VR does a similar thing where they film the actors from 360 degrees and then paste it onto a model. Craziest FMV tech I've seen. Oh, I want to check it out. I love Seventh Guest. No, the feed capture looks great, but all put together is, you know, kind of meh. Probably not worth it. 55 fries, 55 fries. Oh my god, the guy, I don't even hit Tim. Is that his name? Respect the ambition. Some of the actors are not hamming it up enough. Well, they can't really, because in order for the capture stuff to work, they like can't move. Still think it's really neat, totally obsolete, but such a funny and brute force solution to facial animation. And there was even more, like I discussed earlier, there was even more like basic crude stuff. If they just use it to face capture and didn't play it up as a feature, it wouldn't be a meme. Yeah, it's like they used it to like play up this like kind of like facial body language lie detection aspect. So they put a lot of focus on it. Can we see if we can guess if you're lying or not, Ami? Okay, let me think. Let me think of a lie. Wait. I mean, let me think of something that may be a lie or maybe the truth. After one time to appreciate fun gimmicks and try to make stuff interesting and cool. I appreciate it, yeah, for sure. I think we got it. Oh my god. Anyway, that's the that's the end of the presentation, guys. Hi, guys. Oh yeah, Valve snack bar. Hold on. Let me get that set up. You can X now, yeah. Okay. I want to know about the Valve snack bar. I already know about it. I guess I'll watch the actual video and not the, you know, the chopped up version. Valve snack bar. Yeah, I'm not gonna have you stay after class. We have to watch this snack bar video real fast. It's called Half-Life Snacks. Cool presentation today. Oh, thank you. Oh, that was all you could find? Oh, okay. Well, I have this thing called Half-Life Snacks. So I don't know if this is a YouTube poop edit or I don't know what, but you guys will get to see the big pink cookie. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. Great presentation. Thank you. You'll get hungry again? Well, it's almost supper time, so thank you for the class teacher, Ami. Next time, yeah, go eat a giant cookie. Next time, I'm gonna teach you guys how to not break dance. I'm gonna teach you guys how to belly dance. But first, it's detention. We're learning about Valve's snack bar. Very important, very revolutionary. All right, let me just get the window capture set up. Bump it. That was the last thing I showed you guys yesterday. Perfect class. Have another apple. I love apple. Okay. The freaking Bump It's commercial. Great teach. Thank you. You just turned into the TikTok NPC. What? No. What did I do? Oh, maybe I did with the apple. Yum yum yum. Maybe a little. No, that was a real reaction. That's exactly how I react when I eat apples. Yum 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 apple. Thanks for the apple. You haven't watched the Shantae VOD yet? Haven't reached the last... Oh, you've been watching the Shantae VODs, haven't reached the last one yet. Yeah, we talked about Bump Bits. Or no, that was Gabriel Knight. Oh, we talked about Bump Bits. First 2 Siren games scan faces and place them on 3D models, gave an uncanny value to the characters, but were great for the monsters. Oh yeah, that would be great for like drawings. Alright.
My favorite snack is the big pink cookie.
Valve was a company founded in 1996 by myself and Mike Harrington. We're a video game company, and one of the challenges in the video game business is
oh my god, look at the Windows Media Player.
From all over
it
the
is
world
not that big.
Come and work at
it is not a lot of icing.
I started working at Valve in July of 1997.
Big pink
I'd been working
I want
previously
it.
in a different game company, and it was just awful.
Oh, this is
it
the cookie
was a
guy.
really grueling, terrible job. So I pretty much was just ready to never work at a game company again. But talking to people here and seeing the snack bar and things like that,
like
it
the
seemed
snack
like
bar.
maybe it was going to be a different environment.
The snack bar is what kept me in.
Well, I've seen a lot of snack rooms in the game industry, and Valve by far has the best of them.
Look at the anime on this
Over the
picture.
last 12
His
or so
anime
years,
drawings.
Valve has had a number of accomplishments. Half-Life has been very successful.
I agree, the snack
it
bar would
won
be the important
a huge
part.
number of awards.
Oh my god.
Counter-Strike, which is the most popular action game that's played on the internet.
Hi, Gavin.
Valve's first snack room was pretty unimpressive. I think there were some packaged grandma chocolate chip cookies and soda in the fridge. And there was quite a lot of people.
Spend $100 on a good snack bar to make all your employees happy. I think a lot of companies do that nowadays.
I would be mad probably, but it doesn't happen because
My
I keep
last
it
job
in my
did not have a
backpack
freaking snack
every
bar. I
day.
have free coffee.
Although I have some butter that I use for breakfast
like
every
keeps
morning.
butter in his
that I
backpack.
keep wrapped up in an old bag because when I didn't have it in the old bag,
Or no, he puts
people
it in the
wouldn't-
fridge.
I mean, nobody
Not
steals
his
it 'cause nobody
backpack.
would take a whole thing of butter and eat it. But I would come back and there'd be jelly in it because somebody uses
What are
it
you
and they're
talking
sloppy
about?
with the jelly or whatever.
It's like
So I
me
wrapped
carrying
it up
around
in the
my
bag,
chip
and now
dip.
people, I think that it's a lunch, like kind of an unappealing one because
kind
the
of
bag's old and crumpled and nobody touches it anymore.
This guy's
We really try
posted
to push
so much
decisions
detail.
about how we make our video games.
Imagine if Alan
how
Play
we
is
run our
watching you right
business,
now. Oh my
into the
god, tell me
people
about
who
the
are actually
snack
gonna
bar.
implement
Apparently
those.
they made it
So
worse
it's the same
though.
thing with our snack bar, right? It's like if people want
Spoiler
something
alert,
in
but
the
the good
snack
ending.
bar,
If only
that's
Amiya
what
was
ends
all
up
out
in
for
the snack bar.
Valve.
So it
Ugh.
really
But
reflects
apparently it's
the
not as good
personal
anymore.
preferences and desires of all of the people who work
You always
here.
kept that thing on him,
In
butter.
my case, we have
I know,
a lot
I
of
want to hear the butter
caffeine-free
guy.
Diet Coke,
Screw you,
and in other
Gabe.
people's cases,
Screw
it's
you, Gavin.
Twinkies and ho-hos.
Well, we have now a full course entrees, and we have.
Try to put bag butter
selection
puzzle
of
in Portal,
fruit
but I had to cut
that
it.
exist. We have pretty much every kind of candy or snack, cookie, and.
Oh
chip
god,
you
serious.
can
This guy
imagine.
just poured it into his
We
hand.
used
Oh,
to
it's
have,
jelly beans.
like,
It's not
one of
serious.
each thing, maybe, and now we have a big variety of everything.
So my favorite snack.
I don't know, it's like a documentary about their
there's
snack
a big
bar.
tub of it's like trail mix, dried fruit,
trail
and
mix
nuts.
story.
But it's just kind of an open container. One time I got real sick, like stomach sick, and I kind of blame the trail mix because everybody's, their sweaty bathroom sort of hands.
I would do that
all
in the
inside
comfort
of
of
it,
my own
and,
web.
there's-
Just
it's
cereal.
probably pretty crawling with bacteria. So I stopped eating that. Stopped eating any of the open hand sort
I know,
of stuff.
gross, right?
And my current favorite
I would
snack
eat a handful
is
of
this
Cinnamon
big
Toast
pink
Crunch
cookie.
in my web. Yes! Big pink
But
cookie.
it's kind of a commitment to eating
Well, listen
snacks.
to this crazy
because
guy.
It's about 7,000 calories per cookie. So what I do is I'll take it.
Show the
and
trailer
then
at
I'll
my
bring it
face with
back
my
to
mouth
desk
open. That's
and
how we
eat,
do
like
it.
a little bit at a time. It takes me about a week to eat one.
Where do you get those big pink cookies? I
Well,
want
since our
one.
employees basically can work anywhere in the
Okay,
industry they
he's
want to.
definitely being hyperbolic. Of course, it doesn't have
we assume that
7,000
they really
calories.
enjoy working
But he
here.
takes a week to
A
eat it.
big
That's
part of
insane.
that is the
It's probably at
environment
like
that they work
500
in.
calories. It's
Their
probably like not
offices,
good,
the
but
computer equipment and their colleagues, and the
Definitely has too
availability
many.
24 hours a day of a very large supply of junk food.
that's why you stop going to buffets.
so
Yeah, I know. It's a little grody, right, with all the
Try
people.
to get in and out of the snack room as fast as possible because there's a lady who stacks the stock.
Yeah, it's gotta be like
stocks the snack
500.
room. And it seems like everybody has a pretty good relationship with her, except for me. Like she won't make eye contact with me. She won't talk to me. And a couple times I've said something, she's unresponsive.
Well, one of the things Valve does is every week we have a catered lunch, and everyone in the company comes together in the kitchen for some kind of
He's got a
lunch
whole
served
strategy
by
guide written on
outside
game facts for the
restaurant,
snack bar,
and
including the
something to look
snack
forward
bar
to every
lady
week.
NPC who restocks the snack bar that you have to avoid. He works there. He works there. That's the snack bar obsessed weirdo. Oh my god, my face hurts. Oh. Use goal-oriented action planning to get the most snacks. Yeah, he's like, everyone likes her, she just hates me. See, that's a Buffy type stuff that's like, anyone can just go, achoo! You know? Maybe the big pink cookie was hers. I think there were many big pink cookies.
The snack room has made me a more dedicated employee. I hardly ever have to leave the office. Or leave
I
my
understand,
desk.
though.
All I need to do is take a short walk
You're
down
just
the
standing
hall
there really
and I
rants
eat
for
some
45
beef
minutes about the
jerky or
snack bar
ding
and
dong.
her. She's in
Just
the other
made it
room
much
stocking the
easier to
snack
work
bar
here
like, what the
without
meow?
leaving the office.
Video game companies or software companies are fueled on caffeine.
Oh
and
my god, I
sugar.
hurt.
So if you go into our snack room, we have just about every form of concentrated
She's the
caffeine
snack bar
ever
lady.
invented.
People are kind of
Oh my god.
you're walking around maybe and you're a little bit
Let him cook.
depressed about what's going on. The game isn't going well, and there's a giant bowl full size Snickers. It's like the ultimate like Halloween score. I mean, it's awesome. I think everybody's excited by it. I mean, I'm definitely excited by it. I'm inspired by it.
He's so funny. I think he's trying to be funny. He has to be. He's so like unintentionally or maybe intentionally funny. Stop second guessing yourself. He's like, I think everybody's excited about the bowl of Snickers, or maybe it's just me. I don't know. I know it's like super like turbo deadpan humor. Oh my god. He's just that way. He's very funny. He's just naturally funny. Did you come across Trespasser in your research? I didn't not, but I actually played it. Regularly credited as the first game to feature ragdolls, bump mapping, and rigid body physics. It flopped big time though. No, I didn't play the whole thing, but I played a little bit of it for Dino Week. Before joining Valve, he wrote a comedy video game website called Old Man Murray. Okay, so he's like a funny man. So there's a huge Snickers bar hidden 1.5 Life 2 left. Wait, is it really? The foil for hydrated Helen. Oh my god, he is a comedy genius. I don't know if I've laughed so hard at anything in the past month. And I've seen this, but I was only like half paying attention when I saw it the other day. It's so funny. He's a genius. Oh my god. I will look for it when I play the game. I was laughing so hard when you just said this stuck lady doesn't like him. No, not only does she not like him, but there's no problem between him and anyone else. Or between her and anyone else. Oh my god. The tattoo HP bar, yeah, that was crazy. Trespasser did influence Half-Life 2's implementation of physics, so that has to account for something. It does for sure. I don't know. Can't put everything right, but I hope it was a good enough. You're so confused about the butter. Me too. It was a good enough overview of some neat stuff. He didn't say. He just said he kept it in the fridge. He was like, he had this whole story about the butter and how like people had used my butter before, so I wrapped it up in a bag because people don't like steal lunches, and it looks like a lunch when it's in the bag. That lady missed a good catch, yeah. Very funny, dude. Everyone in the video was funny, but that guy was over the top. Gavin didn't even need to be there. Yeah, he just kept his own butter. It's just the way he explained it in such a roundabout way made it seem like so weird. I know, like a jelly in his butter. I think it's so gross, like getting stuff in butter. I always like, if I like get crumbs in my margarine, I'm always like, I gotta get that out right now, or else I'm gonna be sad next time I go get butter. Cover presentations are always really interesting, and this was no exception. Yay! Yay! You never know when the biscuit bandits will come for your butter. The biscuit bandits. Great presentation, lots of neat stuff. Yay! It's like unrinsed bars of soap. Oh, I don't really use bars of soap, I guess. I just use like body wash, but your dad does that all the time. Yeah, it's pretty gross. I feel like I don't know. If I like accidentally leave crumbs in my margarine and then I come back to it later, I like just don't wanna like. I don't know. It's like it's old crumbs. God knows how old they are too. You know. It's like so I always get them out. I don't leave them. People don't clean their knife off when they switch between things are gross as meow. I wouldn't go that far, but you know, I do a lot of weird food stuff, so I can't. That's why you get your own personal butter stick, and then you just go on the toaster. It makes that sound. Gotta leave. See, I'm glad it was interesting. Haven't heard state of the art since old game magazines. That's how we do it here on the Amiya Aranha. Hello, Arcade Pilot. Pocket butter. Last year's crumbs, I know, yeah. That one crumb in your air fryer was getting fried over and over. Of course, you're gonna have a hug. You heard of it, can't believe it's not butter, but are you ready for oops, all crumbs? Yeah. You don't apply butter to bread by stabbing at it, but if it's pocket butter, you just take out the stick and you just go across the toast. People who drink from the ladle at the punch. What? That's insane. And then put it back. You had the crumbs go moldy and the margarine always remove the crumbs. Very gross. Very gross. That's what it would sound like. That's what toast sounds like. It sounds... When you spread butter on toast, that's what it sounds like. Just use your hands. You guys are crazy. I'm out of here. Thank you guys so much for accompanying me today. That actually took longer than I expected, as usual, but still a decent time. A decent amount of time. Sounds like Kyle Katar jumping. Sounds like knees being shattered. A transformer. Sensei, yes, a question. Thank you, Ami Sensei. You guys are so welcome. I hope you have fun. Tomorrow I have karaoke, you guys. So I'm just gonna sing whatever I want. Hopefully my throat is not too scrambled for it, but it's not like a serious karaoke, so it'll be fine. Short stream ending pretty much exactly on your regular time. Mission accomplished. Well, we didn't watch the snack bar video, so karaoke, yeah. Our normal teacher does this thing called Thursday. Oh yeah, it is Thursday. I'm going to have some food and chill out for the rest of the night because this presentation was my hard work for yesterday and today, so now I'm gonna chill a little bit. Thank you guys so much for coming. Thank you. Oh, it will be archived 0 route. I'll leave it up. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you to all my regulars and irregulars and everyone who stopped by for the first time. Thank you for giving me a chance. Oh, you found someone using crushed frozen berries in place of food coloring. That has nothing to do with the big pink cookie that we just saw. I'm sure of it. Thank you to all the VOD watchers and VOD commenters and the chatters and lurkers. Thank you so much to all my Dreamweavers and Buckles and Spirelings and everybody who renewed their memberships and everyone who donated today. I appreciate that very much. See you guys tomorrow for karaoke, or if not, on Saturday I will be doing Sega arcade games. So I will see you for that in that case. Alright guys. Thank you so much. お疲れ様や。おやすみや。バイバーイ。